The CEO, Jing Yuan, was incredibly decisive in his work. He would stop at nothing to achieve his goals. But few knew that Jing Yuan was adopted by the Gu family from an orphanage. In just 7 years, he rose from the lowest level to become the vice general manager of Guusher Group. At the annual appreciation ceremony, Jing Yuan, on behalf of the chairman, thanked the shareholders and employees for their trust. Everyone believed it was time for him to take over Guusher. The doors to the party suddenly swung open, and the chairman entered with his biological granddaughter, Xiao Yan. She greeted her little uncle, but this was not their first encounter. A month ago, Xiao Yan was still studying music in Germany, hoping to become a violinist. She thought her life would always be peaceful, until misfortune unexpectedly swept everything away due to appearances she was unaware of and unforeseen accidents. She happily waited for her parents to come cheer her on at her violin competition, but a loud crashing sound echoed through the phone. Xiao Yan rushed to the scene, seeing her parents engulfed in a large fire. Someone deliberately pressed a button, causing her parents' car to explode. But in just half a day, Xiao Yan, who was a pampered little princess, suddenly became an orphan. She hugged her best friend, Han Mi, and sobbed. Right then, the chairman of Guusher Group, Chang Feng, claimed to be Xiao Yan's grandfather. He recounted that years ago, he didn't approve of Xiao Yan's parents being together, and he almost caused his daughter-in-law to miscarry, so his son took his wife and left the Gu family. He searched for Xiao Yan's family for many years, but unexpectedly, it was too late. Xiao Yan, come home with Grandpa, okay? But Xiao Yan said that since she was little, her father had her take her mother's surname, and they had never mentioned the Gu family, proving they didn't want to go back there. So Xiao Yan decided to respect her parents' wishes. At the trust fund, Xiao Yan retrieved the last item her father entrusted, which was a jade model engraved with her father's name. Xiao Yan was wondering about the meaning of the model when she was knocked unconscious. She woke up with a start, finding herself in the hospital. She quickly checked her wallet and discovered that the assailant had only taken her father's model. In the darkness of the night, the little girl's heart ached. In just a few short days, Xiao Yan had endured too many misfortunes. She wondered why her grandfather had just arrived, and then her parents had an accident. Why was the model stolen as soon as she got it? After a sleepless night of thinking, Xiao Yan was certain the accident wasn't an accident. She and her best friend began investigating the Gu family. She remembered that before the accident, her parents had just left a repair shop. However, the police determined the cause of the accident was brake failure. Furthermore, the model was stolen as soon as it appeared, and before she fainted, she saw a scar on the assailant's hand. In addition, the day before, she had received a letter accusing Jing Yuan of targeting her parents. She had read all the documents about Jing Yuan, and indeed, he was very suspicious. Jing Yuan could have harmed her parents to inherit the Guusher Group. She decided to return to Shijiang to investigate the truth, arriving just in time for the annual ceremony. Chang Feng announced that he had found his long-lost biological granddaughter, and despite her young age, Xiao Yan would inherit the Guusher Group. Upon returning to the Gu family, Xiao Yan asked her uncle, "Have we met before?" Jing Yuan deeply regretted not bringing his niece's family home sooner. He put a coat on Xiao Yan, telling her to get used to the cold in Shijiang. Xiao Yan followed her uncle's advice because she intended to stay for a long time. "Uncle, this is my home, so I'll definitely live happily here. Take the young lady to her room." The butler, Uncle Su, reminded her not to accidentally go into Jing Yuan's room, which was directly opposite. Entering his father's room, Jing Yuan congratulated him on bringing Xiao Yan home. Chang Feng said he only had one blood relative left in the world, and he owed Xiao Yan's family too much, so he had to compensate his biological granddaughter manifold. "Father, what exactly is in your heart? You, Jing Yuan, are Xiao Yan's uncle, and also the adopted son who has been with you for many years. If you are no longer here, I must help my niece safeguard the Guusher assets. That is the responsibility my beloved adopted son must fulfill." Meanwhile, Xiao Yan snuck into Jing Yuan's room. Hearing footsteps, she quickly hid. Jing Yuan returned to his room and stared at a photo of him and his father. But to him, he could never replace a blood relative. Jing Yuan bitterly punched and shattered the mirror in front of him. A scream echoed from inside the closet. Jing Yuan called his niece out. Xiao Yan explained that the house was too big, causing her to get lost. Jing Yuan thought that if she mistook the room, she would immediately leave instead of hiding in a closet. "Xiao Yan, what exactly did you come back to the Gu family for?" Xiao Yan affirmed she only wanted to visit her relatives. Her parents left her alone in this world, and then her grandfather came and said that she had family in Shijiang. Xiao Yan saw Jing Yuan's bleeding hand and offered to bandage it for her uncle. Jing Yuan told his niece to leave, but she wanted to see the scar on his hand. "Xiao Yan will definitely treat Uncle's wound. Otherwise, I'll tell Grandpa." After beautifully bandaging her uncle's hand, Xiao Yin told Jing Yuan not to be impulsive and not to harm himself no matter how wronged he felt. Jing Yuan thanked her and sent her back to her room. Xiao Yin affirmed that she didn't want to contend for Guusher, and she would find a suitable opportunity to explain clearly to her grandfather. Jing Yuan asked his niece if she knew how rich Guusher was, but uncle, money can't buy my parents' lives. I lost my family, and now only grandpa and you are my sole relatives in this world, so I hope you'll lower your guard and truly accept me. Xiao Yin turned away, her gaze suddenly turning sharp, because Jing Yuan's hand had a scar, which was from the person who stole her father's model. The next day at Guusher, Jing Yuan questioned Vice President Wang for daring to commit fraud in several overseas resort projects. Director Chun believed that the evidence in Jing Yuan's hands was unreliable, and if he insisted on dealing with old employees his way, he would surely lose his support when Xiao Yin took over. Jing Yuan chuckled and told his assistant, Lin Zhai, to arrange for Vice President Wang to be the cashier. At the Gu family residence, Xiao Yin looked at photos of her father's childhood birthday and wondered why she didn't see any photos of her uncle's birthday. Chang Feng called his adopted son by the name Ah Yuan, saying that he was an orphan, so he didn't remember his birthday. Just as Jing Yuan returned, Xiao Yin invited her uncle to eat the red bean soup she had made. Jing Yuan used being busy as an excuse, but his father insisted he humor his niece. Xiao Yin told her uncle to enter any 6 numbers to open a blind box on an app. It turned out she had asked her best friend to design a game to get his fingerprints to open the safe in Jing Yuan's room. Xiao Yin laughed because she had never seen anyone hit a bomb like her uncle, and she coaxed him with a bowl of sweet red bean soup. She asked her grandfather if he knew her father owned a model engraved. Chang Feng remembered it was a gift his wife gave their son before she passed away. Xiao Yan's father only needed to bring the model back to the Gu family to inherit 10% of her shares. Xiao Yan guessed that Jing Yuan wanted to prevent her from inheriting the shares. In the bone-chilling cold water, Jing Yuan remembered the moment his father brought him home. However, his father had never treated him as family, only assigning him the responsibility of taking care of his niece. Just then, he heard the door open. Xiao Yan unexpectedly wished her uncle a happy birthday. Jing Yuan slammed the door shut, saying she had the wrong day. Xiao Yan heard her grandfather say that his adoption papers didn't have his birth date, so he had never celebrated Jing Yuan's birthday. She decided that from now on, the day he came to the Gu family would be his birthday. Jing Yuan thought Xiao Yan had no right to decide his birthday. She said she loved celebrating birthdays and wanted her uncle to be happier. Xiao Yan offered a glass of wine to Jing Yuan and was suddenly pulled close by him. Xiao Yan, have you never suspected me of harming your parents? Half of the Guusher employees think so. Don't you have any doubts? Xiao Yan believed the police said her parents' car lost its brakes, and she returned to the Gu family to be with her relatives. Uncle, happy birthday. Jing Yuan thanked her. He drank from Xiao Yan's wine glass. However, she anticipated his carefulness, so she had put a sleeping drug in her own wine glass. Xiao Yan was sure Jing Yuan was deeply asleep before she secretly opened the safe. She entered all the meaningful number sequences, leaving only the date he first stepped into the Gu family. And indeed, the password was correct. Xiao Yan reached for Jing Yuan's fingerprint. He unexpectedly pulled her hand, asking if she thought he was that easy to trust. It turned out he had quickly spilled the wine from the glass. Jing Yuan had suspected Xiao Yan early on, but he waited to see the capability of Gu family blood. Xiao Yan admitted she was not as good as an animal like her uncle. Jing Yuan guessed his niece wanted to collect evidence, so he showed Xiao Yan what he hid in the safe. Xiao Yan stared blankly at a model identical to her father's, but engraved with her uncle's name. Jing Yuan said that any child with a Gu surname possessed such a model. Xiao Yan returned to her room, disappointed, but still couldn't trust Jing Yuan. She wanted to force him to act, to expose his flaws. But the next day, Xiao Yan took her uncle's seat to sit next to her grandfather, wanting to provoke Jing Yuan. However, he readily gave up his seat to his niece, and he was even happy about having a family birthday celebration last night. Xiao Yan thought her spiritual parents would surely bless her uncle's wish to come true. She had some business to attend to, so she asked to go with her uncle. In the car, Jing Yuan asked his niece if she had caused enough trouble. Xiao Yan secretly placed a GPS tracker next to the seat, demanding that her uncle take her to the company. Jing Yuan didn't tolerate her misbehavior at home, but warned her not to meddle with Guusher. Xiao Yan was afraid her uncle would take her to meet her parents, so she got out of the car and went home. She tracked the GPS and discovered that Jing Yuan went to a high-end club every day, disguised as a club employee. Xiao Yan asked someone to keep Jing Yuan busy for a few minutes. Then she sneaked into a room to plant a hidden camera. Just then, a female guest entered and asked an employee to change the type of wine. Xiao Yan carefully avoided Jing Yuan as she left, but he felt a slight sense of familiarity and followed her. Xiao Yan quickly took off her jacket and hugged a male guest. She managed to get past Jing Yuan and thanked the man for his help. Back in his room, Jing Yuan heard his capable assistant, Wan Qing, report that she had secured a list of Guusher's small shareholders, who were all very interested in Jing Yuan's decision to turn against the old man. Gu Wanqing believed that Jing Yuan had risked his life for the corporation, but Chang Feng had been disloyal first. They didn't expect Xiao Yan to show him the secretly filmed video. Butler Su remembered that Jing Yuan grew up with Wan Qing in the orphanage. After entering the Gu family, Jing Yuan brought her to work for him. Xiao Yan asked her grandfather to let her join the company to facilitate her investigation of her uncle. In a dream, Xiao Yan relived the moment the fire engulfed her parents. She woke up in fear just as Jing Yuan came to return her things. He said he met someone like her this morning, but they left too quickly and dropped their bag. Jing Yuan gently brushed Xiao Yan's hair back, telling her not to let him catch her again. The next day, Chang Feng took his granddaughter to the company. He introduced a seasoned executive named Chen Shi, who had been with him for over 35 years. Director Chen took over from the chairman to show Xiao Yan around Guusher. He knew Xiao Yan would take over the corporation, but worried that Jing Yuan wouldn't be willing to hand it over to his niece. Xiao Yan thought that even though her uncle contributed a lot, Guusher still belonged to her grandfather, and as long as he was there, she wasn't afraid of anything. Waiting for Jing Yuan to finish his meeting, Director Chen introduced the future chairwoman. Xiao Yan walked in to meet everyone. Director Chen proposed inviting Xiao Yan to join Guusher to take charge of specific work. Wan Qing wondered what Xiao Yan's major was and what position she intended to start from. She remembered that Chairman Gu years ago started from an entry-level position in a department and gradually rose to the position of vice general manager. Xiao Yan affirmed that she wasn't joining the company to cause more trouble. She hoped everyone would give her a chance to become a worthy successor. Just then, the chairman walked in and asked everyone to vote on Xiao Yan becoming CEO. He personally raised his hand, prompting his subordinates to willingly follow. Jing Yuan congratulated his niece on officially joining Guusher. Back in her private office, Xiao Yan was overwhelmed by the stacks of ledgers. She didn't major in finance, so she couldn't understand them. Vice President Wang, he told Xiao Yan to read slowly, saying it would surely take a long time to grasp the 3-year report. Xiao Yan saw Jing Yuan and immediately asserted that she would finish reading it in 3 days. Late at night, Xiao Yan returned home. She was startled to see Jing Yuan sitting on the stairs. He wondered if his niece also knew fear. Xiao Yan feared that a dark nature was hidden within this house, and she feared even more that laws and karma could not punish the wicked. Jing Yuan mentioned the situation of Guusher was even worse now, suggesting she could still withdraw. But Xiao Yan firmly decided not to stop, even if it meant risking everything. Meeting with Xiao Yan, Wang Yi provided account information of Jing Yuan, stating that he transferred money abroad every month. Wang Yi suspected Jing Yuan was embezzling company assets. Xiao Yan wondered if Wang Yi wanted to join forces with her to deal with Jing Yuan, or if someone else was behind him, making Wang Yi believe they shared the same goal, to collect evidence to expose Jing Yuan. At the shareholders' meeting, Xiao Yan asked to be excused for being late. Butler Su announced the start of the voting for Guusher's new CEO. Chen Shi and Jing Yuan were tied with 3 votes each. The remaining shareholder, Mr. Da, was on vacation abroad. Jing Yuan said that Mr. Da had given him his vote. Chen Shi accused Jing Yuan of secretly acquiring a large number of Guusher shares, and he also secretly went abroad to meet Mr. Da, definitely plotting to take over the company. Jing Yuan admitted to acquiring shares because Director Chen was short-selling stocks when Xiao Yan returned. If he hadn't bought at a low price, the company would have suffered huge losses. Besides Chen Shi, many other shareholders present also participated in short-selling. It turned out that Jing Yuan was just acting with Wan Qing in the bar to round up those who sought to profit. Meanwhile, Xiao Yan sneaked into Jing Yuan's office. She tried entering the password, and unexpectedly, it was still the date he entered the Gu family. On this side, Chen Shi argued that Jing Yuan was the one who caused the biggest trouble for the company. He waited for Xiao Yan to bring evidence to expose her uncle. Just then, Xiao Yan brought a file of documents proving that Guusher's assets had been transferred abroad. She turned to ask Director Chen if he admitted his guilt. "Uncle, did you intentionally let me find the evidence?" "Xiao Yan, I was ready for this since you pursued the truth despite all consequences." Xiao Yan questioned if Chen Shi had sent her the letter accusing Jing Yuan. It turned out the document showed Chen Shi transferring money to an overseas company with the same name written on the envelope sent to Xiao Yan. She guessed Chen Shi lured her back to China to deal with Jing Yuan together. Chen Shi remembered everyone saying that Jing Yuan harmed him. The chairman told Butler Su to call the police, causing Chen Shi to quickly blame Wang Yi. He then threatened Xiao Yan, demanding 50 million yuan. Jing Yuan immediately agreed, asking for a little time to prepare. He told Xiao Yin not to be afraid because he would save her. He asked butler Su to take his father to the hospital and then went down the stairs to chase after Wang He. Jing Yuan had prepared a car, but Wang He demanded his car. Jing Yuan nodded at Xiao Yin and told his assistant to drive his car over. Xiao Yin secretly called Han Mi and told her uncle to pay attention to his phone. Xiao Yin, don't be afraid, uncle is here. Jing Yuan ensured he would meet all of Wang He's demands as long as Wang He didn't harm Xiao Yin. Wang He pulled Xiao Yin and urged her to drive quickly. Xiao Yin threw her phone to the ground before closing the door. Jing Yuan picked up the phone and heard Han Mi report that Xiao Yin had installed a tracker in his car. Xiao Yin, I'll settle this with you when I get back. Jing Yuan followed the tracker to an abandoned building. Just as Wang He called to urge him to transfer the money to an account, Jing Yuan heard sound from upstairs and quickly ran up to save his niece. Meanwhile, Xiao Yin promised not to call the police. Wang He was so afraid of Jing Yuan that he lost control and wanted to harm Xiao Yin first. She bit Wang He's hand and he pushed her, causing her head to hit the wooden board behind her. Wang He hated the Gu family for pushing him to the brink, so he had to destroy their last bloodline. Jing Yuan appeared in time to prevent Wang He from harming Xiao Yin. He took Xiao Yin away, but she gradually lost strength. Xiao Yin, just a little more effort. Wang He took the opportunity to attack from behind. Jing Yuan, despite being injured, protected Xiao Yin. He saw Xiao Yin faint and quickly carried her to the hospital. While unconscious, Xiao Yin kept calling for her parents. Jing Yuan gently placed his hand on her cheek, urging her to wake up. Uncle, save my parents. Xiao Yin, you're fine. I'm here. Xiao Yin calmed down and quickly pulled away from Jing Yuan's embrace. She asked him why he risked danger to save her, because if she was gone, he could rightfully inherit Guusher. Xiao Yin, I truly didn't harm your parents. Half a year ago, your father contacted me because your mother needed money for medical treatment. The transaction Chunshur found to me transferring money abroad was the money I sent to your father. I heard father say he found your family, so I went to Germany to tell them in advance. I hoped everyone would reunite, but your father wanted to protect his wife and child by leaving Germany. When I returned, I found someone watching your house and reported it to your father. I followed him to the music academy and saw you playing the violin. However, your father didn't want his daughter to know about the Gu family's existence, so I had to pretend not to know you. I continued to follow him to the accident scene. After taking you to the hospital, I still secretly protected you. The person who stole the model was also him. I was afraid the culprit would target you, so I waited until the investigation was clear before telling you. Moreover, many people took advantage of your return to seize a sum of money. I couldn't let those illicit schemers be near you and father. I wanted to see if you could adapt to Guusher, so I left it up to you. But you did very well. Jing Yuan, don't you blame me for taking everything you worked so hard to build? Jing Yuan admitted that in the past, he did everything to become a son his father would be proud of, but if Xiao Yin needed him, he was willing to be her protector, even if everyone likened him to the Gu family's dog. Slowly sneaking out of the hospital, Xiao Yin visited her parents' graves. She apologized for misjudging a good person. She had always opposed Jing Yuan, but he always protected her. She was very grateful to Jing Yuan, but didn't dare to face him. On this side, Jing Yuan didn't see Xiao Yin in the hospital room. He couldn't contact Xiao Yin and rushed home to find his niece. He looked at the family photo on the table and guessed she had gone to visit her parents. At the cemetery, Jing Yuan saw Xiao Yin sleeping slumped in front of the grave. He quickly ran over and gently put his coat over his niece. Xiao Yin woke up and asked her uncle why he was there. Jing Yuan thought that with so many things happening, Xiao Yin must miss her parents very much. Uncle, I'm sorry. Xiao Yin, I don't mind. Jing Yuan, seeing a girl cry for the first time, was flustered and didn't know what to do. He awkwardly wiped away the tears rolling down her cheeks, comforting her not to cry. Xiao Yin said that after her parents' death, investigating the truth became her sole reason for living. But all the clues are broken, leaving me helpless. Xiao Yin, it's getting dark. Let's go home first, okay? Uncle, my legs are numb. When the moon rose, Jing Yuan was still carrying his niece home in the drizzling rain. Jing Yuan apologized for intentionally causing misunderstandings, which almost put Xiao Yin in danger. Uncle, let's call a draw. Jing Yuan recounted that he was abandoned as a child. His first foster father always beat and scolded him every time he lost at gambling. After that, he went to the orphanage and was still bullied by bigger children. But Jing Yuan persevered until he was adopted by the Gu family. Xiao Yin, no matter how much pain there is, it will pass. Give yourself some time to forget the pain and face life afterward. Xiao Yin, don't get stuck in that accident anymore. Upon returning home, Xiao Yin apologized for making her grandfather worried. Chong Feng urged his granddaughter to go to her room to rest and called Jing Yuan in to talk. Jing Yuan told Sister Yu to make a bowl of ginger soup for Xiao Yin. Entering the room, Chang Feng blamed his son for acting on his own. Jing Yuan suspected the accident was not an accident. He thought Qin Shi or Wang, he only wanted to deal with him. But the mastermind didn't want Xiao Yin and her father to return and inherit Guusher. The most suspicious person is him. Chang Feng believed his son and asked Jing Yuan to continue the investigation. Waiting outside Jing Yuan's room, Xiao Yin wanted to bandage her uncle's wound. Jing Yuan quietly watched Xiao Yin meticulously care for him. She apologized for tearing his wound while he carried her. Jing Yuan promised to investigate the accident, on the condition that Xiao Yin didn't act recklessly. Xiao Yin, trust me with this. Back in her room, Xiao Yin called her best friend, wanting to go back to Germany. She knew her family wouldn't let her investigate, so she might as well go abroad to find clues. But she worried her grandfather wouldn't let her go. Early in the morning, Xiao Yin looked distraught. Jing Yuan reminded her that she was about to water the flowers to death. Xiao Yin said she wanted to go back to Germany and asked her uncle to persuade her grandfather. Uncle, I dream of becoming a violinist, so I don't want to give up studying music. Jing Yuan remembered that the Shijiang Conservatory of Music had a violin department. If her skill level wasn't sufficient, he could hire a German professor to teach his niece. Xiao Yin sighed, acknowledging that she had a rich maternal family and a stubborn uncle, but she truly wanted to return to her previous life because she felt like this place didn't belong to her. Jing Yuan agreed to try to persuade his father. Xiao Yin joyfully embraced her uncle. Xiao Yin, let go of me. Xiao Yin switched to putting her arm around his shoulder, confident that Chairman Gu's intervention would surely succeed. Jing Yuan told CEO Qiao that she didn't need to praise him so much, as he had learned quite a lot of skills from her. Xiao Yin believed that family members shouldn't hold grudges. During dinner, Xiao Yin continuously praised the food, saying it tasted very much like German cuisine. She was about to mention going abroad when her grandfather announced that he was arranging her transfer to a new school. He wanted Xiao Yin to study business to take over Guusher. Xiao Yin frankly said that she only liked playing the violin. Previously, she agreed to inherit because she misunderstood Jing Yuan, but now that she knew he wasn't the culprit, she wanted to go back to Germany to study. Chang Feng agreed to all of his granddaughter's requests except this one. Jing Yuan asked his father to calm down and respect Xiao Yan's choice. He had arranged everything in Germany, and someone would take care of Xiao Yan. Chang Feng questioned Jing Yuan, asking if he hoped his niece would give up the inheritance. Jing Yuan explained that he only hoped Xiao Yan could do what she liked, and it wouldn't be too late for her to return and inherit after graduation. Chang Feng insisted that his granddaughter would only be safe by his side. Xiao Yan admitted that she relied on her uncle to persuade her grandfather. Jing Yuan thought that her father, if still alive, would definitely want his daughter to do what she loved. Chang Feng thought that if Jing Yuan cared about his late brother's family, he should give up the company and focus on taking care of his niece. He met Xiao Yan privately. Chang Feng warned his granddaughter to be wary of her uncle. If Jing Yuan truly had no ulterior motives, he would willingly follow Xiao Yan abroad. If he hesitated, it would mean he was saying one thing and thinking another. Xiao Yan believed her uncle was family. Chang Feng emphasized that Jing Yuan was not of Gu family blood, and furthermore, the most dangerous thing in the world was human nature. On this side, Jing Yuan informed Wan Qing that he would be going abroad with Xiao Yan. She thought he wanted to clear his father's suspicions and didn't necessarily have to give up power. Jing Yuan said he wasn't as ambitious as she thought. He had gone through the most difficult period and had also fulfilled his promise to bring Wan Qing out of the orphanage. Waiting for Jing Yuan to return, Xiao Yan smelled a strong odor of alcohol on her uncle. She heard Jing Yuan claim to have only drunk a little and reminded him that lying would make his nose grow long. She guessed he was in a bad mood, but Jing Yuan said he was very happy. Just as her grandfather woke up, Xiao Yan quickly pushed her uncle to hide behind the chair. Jing Yuan was about to fall to the floor and quickly caught his niece's head. Xiao Yan nervously watched her grandfather's footsteps while Jing Yuan stared at her. Xiao Yan heard Jing Yuan speak and covered his mouth. She turned to find herself just a breath away from him. Xiao Yan, my leg hit the table. Jing Yuan was in pain, but didn't forget to remind his niece to be quiet. Going for a walk outside, Xiao Yan remembered that when she was in Germany, she often watched the moon with her parents. She hoped her uncle would be with her like that whenever he was free. Jing Yuan announced that he would resign to go to Germany with his niece. Xiao Yan asked her uncle not to compromise with her grandfather. She told her uncle to obediently sell himself to capitalism, earn a lot of money to support his niece, because if the Gu family collapsed, she wouldn't know who to rely on. Xiao Yan, do you really believe I won't contend for Guusher? Xiao Yan thought that if her uncle were narrow-minded, he would have let her die at Wang He's hands. She said, Jing Yuan, I believe you. Jing Yuan was sure his father wouldn't let Xiao Yan go to Germany alone. She didn't want to make her grandfather sad, but her life wouldn't compromise for anyone. Jing Yuan still wanted to accompany his niece, considering it a long vacation for himself. Moreover, Jing Yuan wanted to attend Xiao Yan's performance on behalf of her father. He remembered Xiao Yan once asking about his dreams. Jing Yuan took his niece to the orphanage where he grew up. The government had repossessed the land for public auction. Jing Yuan dreamed of building a child-friendly community on this land. The complex would include schools, playgrounds, and a very large orphanage. Xiao Yan wanted to build an additional music center to nurture the souls of young children. Jing Yuan offered to invite his niece to manage the center. Xiao Yan, after the auction, we'll return together to make this dream come true. Just then, his assistant called to report that something had happened to the corporation. The news reported that Guusher was facing many upheavals, causing its stock to plummet uncontrollably. Meanwhile, its competitor, Guusher Group, was thriving under the leadership of Chairman Qimi. Investors predicted that Guusher would lose the commercial land that the government was preparing to auction to Guusher. Xiao Yan advised her grandfather to let her uncle stay and resolve the crisis. Back in her room packing, Xiao Yan heard Han Mi report a new clue about the accident. German police found the suspect's abandoned car, and roadside cameras recorded him getting out of the car. Xiao Yan realized that the pack of cigarettes in the suspect's hand was identical to the one on the table at the abandoned building. The next day, Chang Feng couldn't bear to part with his granddaughter. He supported Xiao Yan in pursuing her dreams, but reminded her not to forget her way home. On this side, Jing Yuan was busy stabilizing the company. He could only sit and watch planes pass by his office window. Lin Zhai arrived to say it was time for the Shijiang Entrepreneurs Charity Gala. At the hotel entrance, reporters asked Chairman Qimi if he had spread rumors about Guusher's instability. Qimi denied it, saying Guusher was confident of victory. Just then, Jing Yuan arrived. "I'm afraid I'll have to disappoint Chairman Qin." Qimi quoted Chairman Gu, "Sweep your own house clean before you can sweep the world." He didn't see Xiao Yan and gets even sent back to Germany. Jing Yuan returned to the car and opened the door to welcome his niece. Xiao Yan clarified the rumors of discord, affirming that she would fight alongside her uncle. Jing Yuan quietly asked why she stayed after all. Xiao Yan reminded him to get through the current challenge first. Then she would explain further. At the party, Xiao Yan saw every girl's eyes on Jing Yuan. They guessed that the Gu family uncle and niece were just putting on a show for outsiders because Chairman Gu left all his assets to his biological granddaughter. Miss He family, Yu, decided to vent her anger on Jing Yuan's behalf. Xiao Yan reacted quickly enough to dodge the glass of water aimed directly at her face. Jing Yuan was worried about his niece, but was held back by Yu. Xiao Yan realized her intention and asked to leave first. Yu complained that Jing Yuan had broken promises to her many times. Just then, Wan Qing arrived and pulled Jing Yuan away to meet a partner. Outside, Xiao Yan was enjoying pastries when a young man unexpectedly blindfolded her and whispered in her ear. Xiao Yan recognized this deep, warm voice as identical to the person who helped her in the bar. He introduced himself as Ziyu, the son of the chairman of Guusher Group. Just then, Qimi came out to call his son and incidentally greeted the girl who bore her mother's surname. Xiao Yan thought Chairman Qin interfered too deeply in her personal affairs. Ziyu chased after her to explain that he wasn't involved in the conflict between the two families, and he hoped that business matters wouldn't affect his relationship with Xiao Yan. She clarified that she had no relationship with him. Just then, the sound of violin echoed. Xiao Yan recognized the mournful piece, written when the composer's parents passed away. Ziyu, however, heard each note brimming with longing, believing that love wouldn't disappear due to the separation of life and death. From a nearby table, Jing Yuan watched his niece talking to someone else. He approached, asking for a moment to speak with his niece. He reminded Xiao Yan to be careful about making friends, lest reporters spread rumors of her dating the Guusher heir. Xiao Yan remembered that her uncle was only a few years older than her, but he always acted like a senior. He saw them laughing happily and told her friend to test Xiao Yan. She heard that the Gu family's young lady studied music in Germany, so she signed up for a charity performance. Jing Yuan was about to speak up, but Xiao Yan signaled that she could do it. She introduced Guusher as a model enterprise in Shijiang, always enthusiastic about charity work, and she hoped to represent Guusher in bringing good fortune to the distinguished guests. Jing Yuan rarely saw Xiao Yan so inspired, so he offered to accompany her on the piano. He sat before the piano, his slender fingers gliding softly over the keys. She placed the violin on her shoulder and played a gentle melody like a spring breeze, as if their hearts were intertwined. The entire room seemed to hold only them. He gazed at the girl, so steadfast in her dream that she refused to compromise with anyone. The music ended to everyone's continuous praise. Back home, Jing Yuan pulled Xiao Yan into his room and asked her why she really stayed in Shijiang. Xiao Yin explained that she received new information just as she was about to leave for the airport. Han Mi reported that German police identified a suspect named Liang Feng. After the accident, he had left the country and returned to Xinjiang. Xiao Yin was afraid her grandfather wouldn't let her investigate, so she pretended to have a stomachache to ask for her uncle's help. Sure enough, Jing Yuan dropped everything to indulge his niece. Xiao Yin, stay, I need you. Xiao Yin suspected Wang He had contact with the suspect because she remembered Wang He didn't smoke, but there were many cigarette packs identical to Liang Feng's on the table at the abandoned building. She had found out that China didn't import this type of German cigarette. Jing Yuan told his niece to hand it over to him and not to get involved in the investigation anymore. But Xiao Yin absolutely refused to stand idly by when there were clues about her parents' accident. Jing Yuan made his niece promise not to act alone, otherwise she would immediately return to Germany. Xiao Yin pinky swore, but Jing Yuan called it childish. She took his hand and made a promise between the uncle and niece. After the charity gala, Guusher's stock price began to rise. However, the rumors were not spread by Qin Shi, but by the chief editor of Xinjiang Daily, Heng Yao. Meeting with Wan Qing, Jing Yuan bought her a bowl of wontons in front of the orphanage. Wan Qing remembered how, when they were little, she and Jing Yuan used to watch others eat wontons through the Iron Gate. He promised that when he grew up, he would buy her an entire wonton stall. Jing Yuan thought that childhood thoughts were simple, unlike now. He questioned why she incited someone to spread rumors. Wan Qing was forced to do so to make him stay at Guusher. Jing Yuan emphasized that he made his own choices and didn't need anyone to decide for him. Wan Qing apologized, saying she was afraid he would abandon her. Jing Yuan reminded her that the Gu family was his last limit. Meanwhile, Xiao Yin went to find Wang He's wife. She coincidentally caught her giving Guusher's bidding documents to a man. Xiao Yin recognized a birthmark on his hand identical to Liang Feng's. She chased after him while sending her uncle her location. Jing Yuan told his niece to wait for him and absolutely not to act alone. Following Liang Feng to the abandoned building, Xiao Yin was drugged by him. A moment later, Jing Yuan arrived but couldn't reach Xiao Yin. He found her earring on the ground and immediately called the police. Xiao Yin woke up startled to see Liang Feng. She secretly cut the rope because she had picked up a piece of broken glass earlier. Liang Feng admitted to stealing the model and blowing up Xiao Yin's parents' car. He revealed the truth to Xiao Yin to send her to meet her parents. Xiao Yin managed to cut the rope and used a brick to fight back against Liang Feng. He caught her just as Jing Yuan arrived to save his niece. Uncle, Liang Feng admitted someone hired him to harm my parents. Xiao Yin, don't worry, it's okay now. Outside, Xiao Yin reunited with her best friend. Han Mi said she flew back earlier than planned. She went straight to Guusher and saw Lin Zhai holding a sign welcoming her. She couldn't reach Xiao Yin, so she urged him to contact Jing Yuan. She heard her best friend was in danger and made him get in her car. Lin Zhai complained that Han Mi was driving at a terrifying speed, making him think he was going to die. Jing Yuan interrupted the argument, urging everyone to go home. Xiao Yin asked about the wound on her uncle's hand, but Jing Yuan was angry with her. Xiao Yin had to nag all the way, asking her uncle to care about her. Jing Yuan suddenly closed in on Xiao Yin, questioning her for daring to break her promise. Xiao Yin explained that she couldn't just stand by and watch Liang Feng disappear, and even if the sky fell, her uncle would still come to save her. Xiao Yin, do you know how dangerous it was just now? Uncle, I was wrong. Please forgive me just this once. Jing Yuan told Xiao Yin to pack her bags. She would have to return to Germany in a few days. Back in his room, Jing Yuan recalled every moment Xiao Yin faced danger. He couldn't let that continue, but he always lost his composure in the face of her sweet words. Jing Yuan heard a knock on the door and sighed heavily. He intended to send his niece away, but only saw a stuffed pig. Jing Yuan approached and picked up the stuffed pig. Unexpectedly, it squeaked an apology, making his heart skip a beat. Xiao Yin had even put a voice recorder inside the pig, asking her uncle for a chance to correct her mistakes. Early in the morning, Xiao Yin waited to greet her uncle. Jing Yuan didn't respond, just slammed the door shut. Xiao Yin waited for her uncle to come down for breakfast and asked her grandfather if family members should be forgiving towards each other. She was very sad reading the story of Zilong Bao chasing watermelon just for a small mistake. Her grandfather wondered where the bun got its name from, as it shared no surname with watermelon. Xiao Yin saw her uncle leave for work and rushed to hitch a ride. Jing Yuan quickly locked the door, but Xiao Yin asked to say a few words. Uncle, what do I have to do to be forgiven? Jing Yuan told Xiao Yin to return to Germany, where he would tell her grandfather about her near-death experience. He warned her not to wander around because the police hadn't caught Liang Feng yet. Xiao Yin asked to see Han Mi unexpectedly. Jing Yuan took her phone and shared her location. He warned her that if she left the areas he circled, she would immediately be sent back to Germany with her suitcase. This was also punishment for daring to put a tracker on his car. Visiting her best friend, Xiao Yin CA imped about her difficult uncle. Han sympathized with her friend having to coax a domineering CEO. Xiao Yin questioned why Han Mi was at Lin Zhai's house. She said he rented a 5-star hotel for her, while she only needed a clean and cheap short-term rental. Lin Zhai coincidentally had a suitable spare room. Han Mi remembered recently finding a relationship expert, but they only advised on how to coax a significant other. On the way home, Jing Yuan heard a radio broadcast announcing that a customer named Watermelon had bought all the advertising slots on the city's taxi companies, just to apologize to Zilong Bayo. He opened the car door, and indeed, everywhere were messages saying, "Niece apologizes, Uncle Zilong Bayo. I'm waiting for you to come back." Watermelon even dedicated a sign to Zilong Bayo. Jing Yuan thanked the taxi driver and asked Xiao Yin where she got the money to rent all the taxis in the city. She stammered, admitting she had used her uncle's credit card. "Uncle, don't you feel my sincere apology? I've seriously thought about it, and guess you can't tell Grandpa, because if he knew, we would definitely hold hands and leave Shijiang. So please don't use this method to force me back to Germany anymore." Jing Yuan praised his silly niece for becoming more cunning. He tried to rent advertising space on the city's taxi companies, but they reported that Watermelon had renewed for another month, and furthermore, they supported the deep affection Watermelon had for Zilong Bayo. Jing Yuan vented his anger on the stuffed pig. Unexpectedly, the more he listened, the funnier it got. Xiao Yin saw Jing Yuan repeatedly listening to her apology and thought he was crazy. At breakfast, Xiao Yin couldn't bring herself to eat the cute Zilong Bayo. Jing Yuan asked Sister Yu for a glass of watermelon juice. He asked his father for permission to take Xiao Yin to hear the auction results. Meanwhile, Liang Feng sent the bidding documents of Guusher to his master. He told Liang Feng to hide well and wait for someone to take him abroad. In the evening at the announcement of the results, the organizers announced that the companies that made it to the finals included Xian Fei Group, Qinshi, and Guusher. Among them, the company that won the right to develop the plot of land in the east was Qinshi. Qimi triumphantly thanked Jing Yuan for giving way. Unexpectedly, the organizing committee added that Guusher also won the bid because Qinshi planned to build a bustling commercial center, while Guusher proposed a child-friendly residential area. This was a public welfare activity unprecedented in Xinjiang. As both proposals had some shortcomings, the organizing committee would hold another round of selection between the two companies. Meeting Wan Qing, Xiao Yin said that the bidding committee was worried that Guusher had never built a child-friendly residential area. She thought of a way, but it required the help of the design director. Wan Qing didn't want to help Xiao Yin, but agreed because of Jing Yuan. Xiao Yin asked Wan Qing to keep it a secret from her uncle for now. After working late, Jing Yuan saw Xiao Yin still at the company. She urged her uncle to leave first, as she had some things to do. Jing Yuan asked his assistant what Xiao Yin had been secretly working on lately. Lin Zhai overheard that the future boss lady frequently went into Wan Qing's office. Jing Yuan then walked by and saw his niece working seriously. He immediately told his assistant to bring them some late-night food. Jing Yuan then took Xiao Yin to a place, and Xiao Yin gave him a surprise, a model of a child-friendly residential area. Xiao Yin said she had asked Wan Qing to design it, and then made the diorama. We can turn the press conference into a family experience day, combined with introducing the child-friendly residential area. Xiao Yin allowed her uncle to be the first big child to experience it. Going to the ball pit, Xiao Yin urged her uncle to join her quickly. Jing Yuan, both surprised and bewildered, stepped into the ball pit. She leaned close to his ear and asked him if he wanted to return to his childhood. As soon as she finished speaking, she unexpectedly pushed him down. Jing Yuan instinctively hugged Xiao Yin and fell with her. Their heartbeats echoed in the silence. They didn't know whose it was, only that it pounded intensely as if wanting to burst out of their chests. "Xiao Yin," Jing Yuan's hoarse voice rang out, tinged with a hint of embarrassment. Xiao Yin turned to look at her uncle, so close that she could clearly feel Jing Yuan's warm breath. She quickly sat up and said she had heard Wan Qing say that Jing Yuan loved playing in ball pits when he was little. She thought it was a waste of growing up if they couldn't fulfill their childhood dreams. Jing Yuan thanked his niece for helping him fulfill his wish to become a meaningful adult. Xiao Yin watched Jing Yuan close his eyes and enjoy, unconsciously pinching his cheek. She then awkwardly drew a smiley face and gave it to him. "Uncle, I've taken down the advertisements. Don't send me back to Germany anymore." "Xiao Yin, do I forgive you?" Xiao Yin happily shouted, "Long live Uncle." Jing Yuan's lips curved as he looked at his mischievous niece. Back at the company, Jing Yuan always carried the smiley faceball with him. Just then, Xiao Yin came in to submit the Family Experience Day plan. She planned to open it for free to prove that Guusher not only promotes the economy, but also creates humanitarian value. Jing Yuan stared blankly at Xiao Yin, as if his soul had been stolen. He startled and told her to carefully check the food and fire safety issues. Xiao Yin believed this time they would definitely defeat the old fox. Qingmi Jingyuan thought his niece was very close to that little fox from that family. Xiao Yin said she only met Ziyu a few times, and furthermore, she couldn't help outsiders. Just then, Jingyuan heard that the police had caught Liang Feng, but he was in a coma. The police said Liang Feng had an accident while trying to leave the country secretly. Jingyuan told Xiao Yin not to worry because justice would prevail and the culprit would be caught. On the experience day, families took commemorative photos and toured the child-friendly residential area model. Children happily played in the ball pit. Xiao Yin noticed a little girl climbing high and quickly, along with Jingyuan, safely brought the child down. The little girl gave Xiao Yin a perfect 10-point flower, and Xiao Yin, afraid Jingyuan would be jealous, gave it to her uncle. A while later, the children who ate cake all got stomachaches, and the parents created a huge fuss, demanding an explanation. Jingyuan affirmed that all food underwent food safety checks, and he had already called an ambulance to take the children to the hospital first. Xiao Yin heard the doctor diagnose that the cake contained expired hard ingredients. Lin Zhai was sure he had confirmed the food was completely fresh. Jingyuan suspected someone in the kitchen played a trick. Visiting the victims, Jingyuan guaranteed he would take all responsibility. The parents claimed that Guusher only sent someone to apologize after the news trended. Xiao Yin thought it was such an effort to organize the family experience day. Why would they give the children expired food? But the parents insisted on calling the police and chased them out. At the same time, Jingyuan's biological father, He Wei, suddenly appeared on television. He accused his son of being unfilial and refusing to fulfill his duty to support him. He Wei recounted that after his mother died, Jingyuan scorned his poor family and ran away to an orphanage. He went looking for his son, but Jingyuan had already been adopted by the Gu family. He remembered his son often stealing things in the past and was surprised that even now, being rich, he still used children to win bids. After the shocking news, public opinion turned against Jingyuan. He remembered that in the past, whenever something was lost, everyone blamed him, the illegitimate child. His father even cursed and beat him more than anyone else. Meeting He Wei, Jingyuan asked him what he wanted. He Wei straightforwardly said that he had to ruin Jingyuan's life because he was an illegitimate child undeserving of life. Jingyuan told He Wei not to dream of trapping him in his childhood nightmare. He Wei knew that Guusher CEO was more than capable of dealing with him, but he revealed that Jingyuan's mother was still alive. He Wei asked his son if he dared to gamble with his mother. Jingyuan stared blankly at the photo of his biological mother. Meanwhile, Xiao Yin couldn't contact her uncle. Wan Qing said that He Wei was not Jingyuan's biological father. He only married Jingyuan's mother, and he often got drunk and beat people. He also frequently stole things and blamed his son. Even if Jingyuan was exposed, no one would believe him. Wan Qing remembered that when Jingyuan was sad, he didn't like to be disturbed, but Xiao Yin believed her uncle desperately wanted someone to find him. At the experience area, Xiao Yin finally found her uncle hiding in the ball pit. She pretended not to see him, complaining that she was afraid of the dark, and if he didn't show up, she would just stay there. Jingyuan moved so his niece could find him. Xiao Yin, don't worry, I'm okay. Jingyuan, you're not okay. I'll lend you my shoulder to cry your heart out. If you don't want to cry, I'll deal with He Wei with you. Xiao Yin, I don't need you to worry. Xiao Yin suddenly hugged Jingyuan tightly, stroking him to comfort him. Jingyuan, you wanted me to find you, so you made a sound, but then you didn't speak up. You really needed someone by your side right now, but you pushed me away. However, I'm very smart. I know your heart is screaming my name. Uncle, I heard everything. Jingyuan no longer hesitated to show weakness in front of Xiao Yin. He held Xiao Yin tightly, thanking her for being there for him. After calming his emotions, Jingyuan suspected Qingmi was playing tricks because right after the incident on the experience day, He Wei appeared on television to defame him. Xiao Yin knew Jingyuan didn't want to meet He Wei, so she volunteered to fight this battle for him. Reporting back to her grandfather, Xiao Yin said she couldn't let He Wei challenge the Gu family's limits. He even dared to demand that Jingyuan attend a live stream confrontation. If he dared to come to their doorstep, she would stand up for her uncle and demand justice. Chong Feng supported her and had already told Butler Su to find evidence to refute He Wei. If Xiao Yin couldn't talk He Wei down, he would have his live stream shut down. Xiao Yin began to compile her arguments, while Jingyuan quietly watched her wholeheartedly protect him. At the live stream, He Wei tried to act shy, but Xiao Yin suddenly appeared and scolded He Wei for being heartless. She exposed that he was not Jingyuan's biological father and had never fulfilled the duties of a foster father. Xiao Yin presented the police report from the area that year. He Wei, drunk, pushed Jingyuan on a broken glass shards. causing him to bleed profusely and require 5 stitches on his wrist. The first time Jing Yuan ran to the orphanage, he was already covered in injuries. Afterward, He Wei came to extort money from the orphanage. When he didn't get what he wanted, he abandoned Jing Yuan there. He Wei defended himself, saying he only taught his son not to steal. He even kept a paper where Jing Yuan admitted to stealing at the mall. He said he worked as a cleaner at the hospital and personally saw Jing Yuan threatening the parents of the poisoned children. He asked why Jing Yuan, if he had a clear conscience, didn't dare to confront him. Xiao Yin cursed He Wei, saying he was worse than an animal, only treating Jing Yuan as a tool for his anger. He Wei lost control and splashed water on Xiao Yin. Jing Yuan appeared in time to shield his niece. Xiao Yin, you've done so much for me. How can I let you face all of this alone? Jing Yuan asked He Wei if he still remembered the voice recorder he carried when he ran away, which clearly contained evidence that he didn't steal. He Wei stole things from the mall and forced Jing Yuan to sign a confession. Jing Yuan was tired of taking the blame and refused to sign. He Wei tried to force all the blame onto Jing Yuan. Xiao Yin snatched the voice recorder because she couldn't listen anymore. He Wei accused the recording of being fake, but Jing Yuan didn't allow him to approach Xiao Yin. He announced that he would send the recording to a forensic agency and publicly release the food safety test results. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone says I am the Gu family's dog. But so what when the Gu family gave me a family? No matter what they consider me, they will always be my family. So anyone who dares to defame my family should expect a letter from my lawyer. Xiao Yin, let's go home. After his children and grandchild returned home, Chang Feng organized a hot pot dinner. Xiao Yin knew her grandfather was very happy, but the doctor had warned him not to drink alcohol. Chang Feng remembered it had been a long time since he had a drink with his son. Jing Yuan indulged his father on the condition that he didn't drink too much. Chang Feng drained a cup, reminding Jing Yuan that the Gu family would always be his strong backing. Jing Yuan saw Xiao Yin stab her hand with a shrimp whisker and yielded her a peeled shrimp. Xiao Yin was unconsciously captivated by his tenderness. Both coincidentally reached for the wine jar and lightly touched hands. The strong pounding of their hearts was covered by the sound of boiling water. Jing Yuan told his niece not to drink too much. Xiao Yin guessed she was drunk to be so emotional. Back in her room, rewatching the live stream, Xiao Yin couldn't forget the moment Jing Yuan shielded her, but that wasn't the first time he risked his life to protect her. Time and again, he risked everything to rush to her side. At the company, Jing Yuan heard his assistant report that the kitchen manager, Jiang Jun, admitted that the leadership told him to buy cheap food. Jing Yuan remembered meeting Jiang Jun talking to someone in a car before the event day. He told Lin Zhai to investigate that person so he could go inquire with He Wei. On the way, Jing Yuan unexpectedly saw the person who met Jiang Jun. He quickly chased after him, but lost track of him. Jing Yuan returned to He Wei's house and saw him drinking. He took off his tie and draped it around He Wei's neck. He asked who the person was just now. He Wei confessed that his name was Zhu Ming, an employee of Qinshe Group. Barging into Si Qinmi, Jing Yuan accused him of toying with children's lives just to seize a piece of land. Guusher's delivery truck had recorded Zhu Ming bribing Jiang Jun, and he guessed that by now the police had interrogated him. Just then, the police called to invite Qinmi for cooperation in the investigation. Jing Yuan affirmed that he would make him pay for what he did to the children. Qinmi regretted that Jing Yuan's capabilities were only benefiting others. He asked Jing Yuan if he wanted to know why his biological mother abandoned him, or whose bloodline he carried. Ziyu ran in, so Qinmi invited Jing Yuan for tea next time. Ziyu questioned why his father always targeted Guusher. Qinmi told his son not to worry and to come to the company less often. Visiting the children in the hospital, Xiao Yin was welcomed by them. The parents apologized for wrongly blaming Guusher. Jing Yuan told a little girl named Shishi to let him know if she didn't feel well. Xiao Yin told Shishi not to be afraid because her uncle looked serious but was very kind. Shishi guessed that Xiao Yin was Jing Yuan's girlfriend. He awkwardly stood up just as she approached. He quickly held her close, feeling his heart pounding uncontrollably. She quickly left his embrace, and he thought he was feeling a bit exhausted lately. At Qinshe, Qinmi blamed all the wrongdoings on the marketing director, saying Zhu Ming was chasing performance and engaging in unfair competition with Guusher. Going to listen to the violin to relax, Xiao Yin met Ziyu again. He said he invested in this small theater. Ziyu apologized on behalf of his father for the unfair competition with Guusher, but he genuinely wanted to be friends with Xiao Yin and even hoped she would join his theater. Meanwhile, Jing Yuan heard that He Wei had disappeared and couldn't find any trace of his mother. Just then, Xiao Yin texted him, inviting him to meet her. She unexpectedly appeared under the single ray of light that illuminated Jing Yuan's heart. He savored her haunting violin playing, his fingers unconsciously tapping along to the music. Xiao Yin asked her uncle if she should perform at Ziyu's theater. Jing Yuan didn't want to interfere too deeply with Xiao Yan's decision. He only warned his niece to be careful with Qin Mi's son. Jing Yuan knew that Xiao Yin had been very tired lately because of her parents' situation, so he was determined to find the culprit. "Uncle, thank you." "Xiao Yin, Uncle should be the one thanking you for resolving the He Wei matter. I always advise you not to look back at the past, but I myself was stuck in a childhood nightmare. When you stood in front of the camera protecting me, there was only one thought in my mind: not to let He Wei continue to harm the person I care about." Xiao Yin was startled by the pounding of her own heart. Just then, Hami reported that a specialist diagnosed Xiao Yan's anxiety symptoms as being in love with someone. Xiao Yin couldn't believe it and looked at Jing Yuan, but a security guard suddenly came to check, causing Xiao Yin to hurriedly pull her uncle into the changing room to hide. Jing Yuan wondered why they had to run. Xiao Yin pulled Jing Yuan's lapel, seeing him shine in her eyes. "Jing Yuan, I don't want to call you uncle anymore." Xiao Yin closed her eyes and slowly moved closer to Jing Yuan's lips, but when they were just a breath apart, he quickly turned away. Both became so flustered that they didn't know which way was home. Xiao Yin asked to go to Han Mi's house to hang out. Confiding in her best friend, Xiao Yin said she had confessed to Jing Yuan. Just then, he texted asking if she had arrived. Xiao Yin replied that she was safe, then feigned sleepiness. Unexpectedly, Jing Yuan transferred 10,000 yuan to her. Xiao Yin blamed the atmosphere at that moment for making her act impulsively. Hami thought that Jing Yuan wasn't a biological uncle and was only 5 years older than Xiao Yin. It wasn't wrong for Xiao Yin to like someone. If he was worthy, she should definitely go for it. Xiao Yin thought she hadn't felt clearly enough yet and should first find the culprit who harmed her parents. Waiting for Xiao Yin to return, Jing Yuan called her out. Xiao Yin quickly explained that she had seen him as only a few years older than her, so she wanted to call him by his name, Jing Yuan. After saying it, she realized how foolish she was. "Xiao Yin, I care about you and saved you because we are family, so I don't want there to be any misunderstandings in your heart. Uncle, you're so old-fashioned. I grew up abroad, so my thinking is very open. I think we're similar in age, so I want to consider you my best friend. In the small town in Germany, best friends often kiss each other on the cheek. If you don't believe me, I can perform that ritual again. Xiao Yin, don't mess up." Xiao Yin criticized her uncle for being petty and quickly turned to go home. Meeting Jing Yuan at the company, Wan Qing congratulated him on winning the land and offered to be his lead designer. Jing Yuan said she was already Guusher's design director. Wan Qing knew he was still angry about her spreading rumors. Jing Yuan affirmed that he always considered Wan Qing his sister and didn't forget that she saved him years ago. Wan Qing invited Jing Yuan to a restaurant, but he had promised to go home for dinner. Arriving home, Jing Yuan received a message from Xiao Yin asking when he would be back, hinting if he was avoiding her because of yesterday's joke. Jing Yuan remembered that moment truly disrupted his state of mind. Jing Yuan texted that he had to work overtime, but Xiao Yin had already seen him hiding from her and complaining to his best friend. Xiao Yin blamed herself for messing things up. This was her first time liking someone, and she truly didn't want him to dislike her. Hami encouraged her best friend, saying that after a while, she would get over him and things would return to normal. Since then, Xiao Yin began to avoid Jing Yuan. She didn't dare to invite Jing Yuan to eat, and every time they met, she would turn around and run away quickly. Firstly, to appease public opinion, Qin Mi invited reporters for an interview. He affirmed that Zhu Ming's unfair competition had nothing to do with Qin because Qin and Guusher always maintained a good relationship, and the two families often gathered. Even Xiao Yin was close friends with his son. Upon receiving Qin Mi's invitation, Jing Yuan asked to be his representative to clearly state his stance. Chang Feng wanted to go in person, believing that Qin Mi's switch from electronics to real estate was targeting him. But to welcome Chairman Gu, Qin Mi invited many reporters and even specially prepared the cake his guests liked most. However, Chang Feng only wanted to speak privately with Qin Mi. He insisted that Jing Yuan accompany him, telling Xiao Yin to wait outside. Inviting Xiao Yin into the room to listen to a precious record. Ziyu said his mother also loved the violin. She passed away from the hardships of raising him. Ziyu believed that without him, his mother would have lived a healthy life. Xiao Yin told Ziyu not to misunderstand his mother, as she surely couldn't have lost him. She believed his mother would want her son to carry her love and live well. Just as the record got stuck, Xiao Yin asked to be excused to the restroom. Meanwhile, Chang Feng knew that Qin Mi always thought Guusher was involved in his father's death. Qin Mi didn't expect Chairman Gu to still remember his father jumping off a building due to Guusher's stock market debt crisis. Chang Feng explained that at that time, the company couldn't pay its suppliers, but it had made minimum compensation. Qin Mi's father borrowed a huge sum of money, which led to the tragedy. Qin Mi reminded Chairman Gu not to overthink it, as Qinshi's competition was purely commercial. Chang Feng said that his elder son and daughter-in-law had an accident and his granddaughter was always in danger, so he couldn't help but be cautious. Behind the door, Xiao Yin overheard their entire conversation. She saw Ziyu come down looking for her and quickly hid in the opposite room. She saw many paintings and paintbrushes engraved with the name Yuling. She suddenly realized these were her mother's brushes. Outside, Qimi was seeing off guests. He heard Ziyu couldn't find Xiao Yin and feigned being busy. Qimi entered the painting room, but Xiao Yin had hidden under the table. She unexpectedly found a hairpin she had given her mother. Qimi heard a breaking sound and quickly went downstairs. It turned out Jing Yuan had intentionally broken a vase. Blaming herself for carelessly dropping it, Xiao Yin took the opportunity to run into the backyard. Ziyu breathed a sigh of relief that she didn't enter his father's forbidden painting room. Back home, Jing Yuan quickly pulled Xiao Yin into his room. "Tell me, what exactly happened?" "Uncle, Qin Mi is the culprit. The hairpin I made for my mother appeared in his painting room." Jing Yuan calmly said, "Xiao Yin, I told you not to act recklessly, because Qin Mi is very cunning and can easily harm you. Xiao Yin, don't worry, we'll plan for the long term." It turned out that the person who hired Liang Feng was Qin Mi. He looked at an old commemorative painting, hating Gu Hai for taking away the person he loved. She agreed to join Ziyu's theater. Xiao Yin wanted to slowly approach her enemy. Ziyu wanted to organize a concert for Xiao Yin to help her overcome her grief and become a new person. Ziyu invited Xiao Yin to celebrate his birthday with him at a familiar restaurant. Ziyu only wanted a simple birthday celebration with Xiao Yin. The owner remembered that Ziyu always celebrated his birthday alone. This was the only year he brought a girlfriend. Xiao Yin clarified, "I'm not Ziyu's girlfriend." The owner happily took a commemorative photo of the two. Ziyu said this restaurant opened on his 9th birthday, so his mother often brought him here. His father was busy and never celebrated birthdays with the family. Ziyu wondered, "Did Xiao Yin go into my father's painting room? He said no one is allowed in. Could it be that there's evidence of him harming someone in there?" Xiao Yin was startled, so much so that she couldn't breathe. Coincidentally, 2 acquaintances also arrived at the restaurant. They sarcastically remarked on Xiao Yin, associating with adopted children and illegitimate children. Qin Mi accepted Ms. Song, whose given name was Xinu, when she was already pregnant with Ziyu. He changed Ziyu's surname, and even changed the group surname. They thought the Song family was in decline, and Qin Mi was planning to oust the illegitimate child like Ziyu. Xiao Yin was furious and slammed the cake directly at the gossipy person. She didn't need to know who he was, but she was the granddaughter of Chang Feng and Jing Yuan. Ziyu put the commemorative photo on the wall, noting the caption, "Happy Birthday," with Xiao Yin. At the hospital, Liang Feng had woken up. He knocked out the doctor to escape from the hospital. Liang Feng called Qin Mi, demanding that he arrange his departure from the country, where he would expose everything. Qin Mi quickly hung up to wish his son a happy birthday. He supported Ziyu holding a concert, but he had to gradually get used to business. He thanked Ziyu's mother for inheriting the Song family's assets, which helped build Qinshi to what it is today. He only had one son, Ziyu, and told him to protect the family business. At the concert, Ziyu wondered why Jing Yuan didn't come to support his niece. Xiao Yin said her uncle was busy with important matters. Qin Mi received a call from Liang Feng and quickly went to give him a passport and bank card. Liang Feng assured him that he hadn't confessed, that Qin Mi hired him to stage the car accident of Gu Hai, and Yuling. Qin Mi acknowledged the favor and told Liang Feng to take the money and leave the country. He intended to ambush Liang Feng, but unexpectedly, the person in front of him was Jing Yuan. "Jing Yuan, Qin Mi, I caught you." It turned out that Jing Yuan and his niece knew Qin Mi was meeting Liang Feng backstage at the theater. Qin Mi knew the police were following him, so he chose a place no one would expect. Jing Yuan thanked the voice changer for deceiving Chairman Qin. Jing Yuan revealed that Liang Feng couldn't escape the police, and he had impersonated Liang Feng to lure Qin Mi. Jing Yuan accused Qin Mi of hating his brother for taking his lover, which led him to hire someone to harm them. He had recorded Qin Mi's confession earlier. Ziyu ran over, telling his father to quickly explain to them, but Qin Mi admitted he was the culprit. He had always hated the Gu family, and Gu Hai had even dared to steal the woman he loved. Qin Mi remembered he only argued with Yuling, but Gu Hai took advantage of the situation and took her away. Jing Yuan guessed Yuling left Qin Mi because he chose to marry Ms. Song. Xiao Yin wouldn't allow Qin Mi to insult her mother, because if he loved Yuling, he wouldn't have harmed her. "Qin Mi, keep your fake, filthy love and spend the rest of your life atoning for your sins." Qin Mi knew he couldn't escape the law, so he told Ziyu to take care of Qinshi. Xiao Yin cried heartbrokenly in her uncle's arms. "Jing Yuan, Xiao Yin, it's all over now." Visiting her parents, Xiao Yin reported that the culprit had been caught. She had suffered too much of a shock, so she collapsed into Jing Yuan's arms. But even while unconscious, Xiao Yin kept calling for her family. "Jing Yuan, Xiao Yin, don't be afraid, uncle's here." Xiao Yin woke up, touched to see her uncle taking care of her. Jing Yuan coaxed his little niece to eat some porridge before taking her medicine. Xiao Yin remembered that when she was little, she loved being sick because she got to skip school and be pampered by her parents at home. "Uncle, I miss my parents so much." Jing Yuan, "Xiao Yin, don't cry. Your parents are always with you. Uncle and Grandpa will also take good care of you." Xiao Yin hugged Jing Yuan tightly. "I know I haven't been good, but please don't dislike me because I don't want to lose any more family members." Jing Yuan, "Good Xiao Yin, don't cry anymore." Just then, Chong Feng entered. Jing Yuan quickly explained he was comforting his niece. Chong Feng told his son to call Sister Yu to take care of Xiao Yin. Jing Yuan told his niece to remember to take her medicine after eating the porridge. He entered the painting room. Ziyu realized that the servants' gossip was all true. They said Qimi only married his mother for money. He hid memories of his old lover in a secret room. Ziyu once wanted to burn all the paintings, but was stopped by Qimi. He even scolded his mother, which made her grow weaker and weaker. Ziyu read the letter his father left, telling him to take care of Qin Shi. Although he had done many wrong things, he would always love his only son. Early in the morning, Jing Yuan coaxed his niece to take her medicine. Xiao Yin complained that her uncle made her stay cooped up at home. Chong Feng said that Qimi had been caught, and Guusher was developing steadily. It was time for Jing Yuan to think about marriage. He remembered that the chairman of Heesher's daughter was very fond of Jing Yuan. He saw Jing Yuan object, then asked, "Do you like someone?" Jing Yuan looked at Xiao Yin, then lowered his head and replied, "I haven't developed feelings for anyone." Chong Feng decided to invite Miss He over. Xiao Yin slumped onto the couch, feeling incredibly uncomfortable. Waiting for Jing Yuan outside his room, Xiao Yin asked, "Are you going on a blind date with He? Jing Yuan, answer me quickly." Xiao Yin breathed a sigh of relief when she heard her uncle wasn't marrying He. He knew she didn't like Miss He, so he would find an aunt who got along with his niece. Xiao Yin was so angry she started coughing, causing Jing Yuan to frantically take care of her. "Jing Yuan, you're so worried about me. Is it just out of responsibility as an uncle?" Jing Yuan, "Are you intentionally misunderstanding me?" Jing Yuan, "Xiao Yin, don't say anymore." Jing Yuan, "I understand. I won't make it difficult for you anymore." Xiao Yin turned away, tears streaming down her face, but she had no idea that behind her, Jing Yuan's heart was breaking into pieces. He etched every happy moment with her into his memory, tormented by his lack of courage to hold her hand. Now he could only silently embrace the nameless pain, letting it gnaw at him every second, silently and persistently. The next day, as soon as Xiao Yin came downstairs, she saw Chairman He visiting. Just then, Jing Yuan returned from a walk with He. Chong Feng invited his guests to the table for a meal. Chairman He Wei, congratulated Jing Yuan on winning the Eastern Land. If Guusher needed capital, Guusher Group was ready to support them at any time. Chong Feng urged his son to peel shrimp for their guest. He Wei praised Xiao Yan's beauty, saying she surely had many admirers. He remembered that the Chun family's son studied music and would be a good match for Xiao Yan. She said she hated men in the same field, only liked quiet people, someone who looked fierce, always seemed unapproachable, was old but sometimes still childish, but in reality, his heart was very soft, remembering all responsibilities and promises. Every time she needed him, he would immediately appear. He was used to putting on a cold facade, so few people knew how sad he was inside. He could endure curses and misunderstandings without explaining a single word. He always silently sacrificed for the people he cared about. Chong Feng interrupted the story, urging Jing Yuan to give shrimp to He. Jing Yuan was distracted and instinctively gave the shrimp to Xiao Yan. Chong Feng apologized, saying his son was used to spoiling his niece. He Wei told He that she, as an aunt, must also care for her niece in the future. Xiao Yan asked to return to her room, but Chong Feng quickly stopped Jing Yuan. He told his son that he must entertain He thoughtfully. In the room, Xiao Yan heard He gossiping about her, so she played piercing notes on her violin. He confided that she didn't believe in love, because in the business world, only commercial marriages existed. Jing Yuan guessed that Miss He had many choices and didn't need to waste time with him, and besides, he didn't like her. He argued that if they got married, Jing Yuan wouldn't need to care about the Gu family's attitude, nor would he be humiliated like the Gu family's dog. But Jing Yuan willingly continued to protect this home, because dogs are also very lovable. He advised Jing Yuan not to fall in love with his niece. Passing by Xiao Yan's room, Jing Yuan saw her playing the violin and shedding tears. He wished he could hold that hand at the altar, but his father would absolutely not allow it. If he married his niece, he would lose all his family and would no longer be with Xiao Yan. At breakfast, Chong Feng allowed Xiao Yan to go to Germany. He wanted to support his granddaughter's dream on behalf of his son, and he would personally go there with Xiao Yan. On this side, Jing Yuan's back carried a heavy heart. He asked his father not to force him to marry Hiyu. Chang Feng reminded his son never to utter wrong words. Jing Yuan, as the head of Guusher, had to be responsible for the corporation's honor. Just then, Lin Zhai reported, "The chairman's strategic cooperation signing ceremony with He Shi will be held, and simultaneously, the engagement of Jing Yuan and He Yu will be announced." After hearing about the engagement, Wan Qing began to monitor He Yu. She discovered that He Yu was secretly seeing a younger man. Meanwhile, Xiao Yin was sadly walking with her best friend. She coincidentally met Ziyu, staggering and falling drunk on the street. The doctor diagnosed Ziyu with moderate alcohol poisoning. Xiao Yin urged Hami to go home first so she could wait for Ziyu to wake up because she knew he had no other family left. After Hami left, Lin Zhai asked her where she went and what she did with Xiao Yin. Hami revealed that Xiao Yin was in love. Lin Zhai frantically texted his boss to report. Jing Yuan was on pins and needles, restless with anxiety, but couldn't contact Xiao Yin. Finally, Ziyu woke up. He thanked Xiao Yin for taking him to the hospital. "Xiao Yin, do you still want to be my friend? Ziyu, we can get to know each other again. I hope you'll regain your spirits and start a new life worthy of yourself." After Xiao Yin returned, Jing Yuan questioned where she had been all night. He pulled her into the room, demanding an explanation. Xiao Yin said she slept at Han Mi's house. "Xiao Yin, if you lie, your nose will grow long." "Uncle, did you wait for me all night?" Jing Yuan said Lin Zhai reported that Xiao Yin was dating someone. He didn't know where she went or with whom, and she didn't answer his calls. "Uncle, I'm not a child, so I don't need a parent to care for me." At the company, Jing Yuan wanted to know who Xiao Yin was dating. Just then, Wan Qing sent photos of Hiyu embracing a younger man, even specifying the room number where they were secretly meeting. Xiao Yin, Zi wanted to give her something. He explained that he was staying at a hotel because he didn't want company employees to disturb him. He returned his mother's painting to her. Xiao Yin remembered this was her mother's favorite artwork. She had watched it from sketch to completion. Xiao Yin told Ziyu to keep it because her mother's work deserved to be collected and appreciated. Ziyu said he would go abroad to resolve financial issues and was determined to revive Qin Shi. Ziyu saw Xiao Yin off and unexpectedly hugged her as a thank you. Just then, Jing Yuan arrived to catch them in the act. Hiyu accidentally saw Ziyu hugging Xiao Yin. He approached, pushed Ziyu away, and then pulled her home. Jing Yuan questioned Xiao Yin, asking if she dared to date Qin Mi's son. "Jing Yuan, if you choose someone else, don't show attitudes that make me misunderstand." "Xiao Yin, uncle won't marry Hiyu." But Xiao Yin thought that her uncle would still have to marry someone else in the future, so they shouldn't interfere in each other's private lives. "Jing Yuan, you marry your wife. I'll marry my husband." Jing Yuan laughed and asked his niece if she planned to marry. Xiao Yin affirmed that whoever she liked, she would bravely marry. She thought Ziyu was quite good, and she wouldn't interfere with her uncle finding a wife. From now on, they would cut ties. "Xiao Yin, say that again." But Jing Yuan wouldn't let her finish her sentence. Without a word of warning, he rushed forward and locked his lips with hers. The desire to possess the woman he loved overwhelmed all of Jing Yuan's rationality. "Xiao Yin, I regret it. I don't want to be your uncle anymore." Jing Yuan didn't wait for Xiao Yin to react. He leaned down and kissed her deeply. The kiss poured out all the emotions he had only dared to bury in his heart, both passionate and desperate, as if he didn't kiss her now, he wouldn't have another chance. Below, Wan Qing witnessed Jing Yuan's first kiss. She blamed him for not needing her anymore and choosing Xiao Yin. Holding hands, they walked to the front door of the house. Jing Yuan wanted to take another stroll. Xiao Yin only wished for that, to hold the hand of the person she loved for a little longer. She asked him when he started liking her. Jing Yuan looked at her like a pampered little cat and couldn't help but tenderly kiss her lips. "Xiao Yin, do you know the answer yet?" And Jing Yuan continued the unfinished kiss. Just then, Sister Yu passed by. Xiao Yin frantically pushed Jing Yuan aside. He thanked her for blowing dust into his eyes. Sister Yu even thought the young mistress brought her boyfriend home. Xiao Yin waited for Sister Yu to leave, then quickly apologized for being rough with Jing Yuan. He seized the opportunity to pretend to be in excruciating pain, but Xiao Yin looked closely and still couldn't find where Jing Yuan's hand hurt. He weakly blamed her for pushing him. Xiao Yin admitted her mistake, blowing into Jing Yuan's palm. She saw him still complaining of pain and resorted to the most effective trick, and Jing Yuan was compensated with a kiss, instantly feeling no more pain. He wrapped his lips around hers just as his father knocked on the door. Xiao Yin frantically hid Jing Yuan, but he quickly calmed her down. Jing Yuan pretended to be listening to Xiao Yin's music. Chang Feng scolded Jing Yuan for being unreasonable, then entered his granddaughter's room and slammed the door shut. Xiao Yin explained that she and her uncle had been through life and death together. They only talked like family. Chang Feng told Xiao Yin that she had an aunt now and shouldn't cling to her uncle anymore. He heard Sister Yu say that the uncle and niece came back together. Jing Yuan was about to explain, but Xiao Yin painfully elbowed him in the waist. She said she coincidentally met her uncle on the road. Jing Yuan left with his father, not forgetting to give his heart and wish Xiao Yin a good night's sleep. Back in his room, Jing Yuan still felt lightheaded. He longed for Xiao Yan's soft lips, wanting to close his eyes and savor them again. Just then, she texted, feeling that the day hadn't been real. She was afraid everything would change when she woke up. Jing Yuan knocked on the door and burst in, hugging Xiao Yin tightly. "Xiao Yin, when the time is right, I'll talk to father." Jing Yuan looked straight into her clear eyes, then decisively lifted Xiao Yin onto the bed. She shyly asked if he was moving too fast. Jing Yuan chuckled, explaining that he was just there to help Xiao Yin sleep better. Both shyly moved closer and lay down on the bed together, so flustered that their heads bumped. Jing Yuan smoothly adjusted, wrapping his arm around Xiao Yin. "My love, good night." Finally, Jing Yuan had to face his father. He accepted giving up all his shares to choose the person he loved. "Father, I can't marry Hiyu because the only person I love is Xiao Yin." Chang Feng told his son to manage himself well, and he would take care of his granddaughter. Jing Yuan was willing to accept punishment, only asking his father not to take Xiao Yin away from him. Chang Feng questioned Jing Yuan, asking if he wasn't ashamed towards his elder brother. If this matter were exposed, Xiao Yin would have to endure all the harsh criticism for public opinion. Jing Yuan affirmed that he would protect Xiao Yin at all costs. But Chang Feng believed that the public's words were so terrifying they could suffocate Xiao Yin. Meeting Xiao Yin privately, Chang Feng wanted to change her surname. Xiao Yin wished to keep the name her parents gave her, regardless of what outsiders thought. Chang Feng respected Xiao Yin's decision. He told his granddaughter to go to the mall with him. He had to buy some clothes for Xiao Yin so she could accompany him to the signing ceremony with Guusher and coincidentally announce Jing Yuan's marriage. With a heavy heart, Xiao Yin didn't like any of the clothes. Her grandfather asked her to humor him and just pick a few random outfits. Xiao Yin humored him and asked her friend to take them all. In the fitting room, Han Mi urged her friend to directly call Jing Yuan. Xiao Yin wasn't worried about the engagement. She was only afraid that Jing Yuan would solve the problem by hurting himself. She was even more afraid that her grandfather would vent his anger on him. So she decided to be the bad guy. At the strategic cooperation signing ceremony between the two groups, Chairman He announced more good news: the engagement ceremony between Hiyu and Jing Yuan. Xiao Yin was about to speak up, but Hiyu unexpectedly appeared. She declared that she would rather die than marry Jing Yuan. However, on the way home, Xiao Yin wondered why Hiyu suddenly broke off the engagement. Jing Yuan revealed that Hiyu had originally set him as her marriage partner, but Jing Yuan had something on Hiyu. He gave her a choice: either break off the engagement and let him take the blame, or he would send the photos to the press, in which case she would be at fault. Xiao Yin never expected Hiyu to be so open-minded. "Xiao Yin, are you planning to learn from that?" Jing Yuan, "I have one uncle, and that's enough." Chang Feng cleared his throat, asking if the two of them weren't afraid of losing face. Back home, Jing Yuan knew his father was very angry. He admitted that he caused Hiyu to break off the engagement and was willing to bear all consequences. But no matter what happened, he was determined not to leave the person he loved. Xiao Yin asked her grandfather not to blame Jing Yuan because she liked him first. "Grandpa, if uncle and niece are not blood-related, what's wrong with them loving each other? I don't care about outsiders' opinions. I only want you to understand and support me." Chang Feng worried that if they broke up one day, this family would fall apart. Jing Yuan guaranteed he would love Xiao Yin for his entire life. "Father, I want to marry Xiao Yin." Chang Feng suddenly saw his elder son's determination in Jing Yuan's eyes. Xiao Yin remembered that her grandfather once separated her parents, but he still loved his wife for his entire life. She would be like her father, never giving up on Jing Yuan. Chang Feng had a heart attack and fainted on the spot. The doctor diagnosed it as an emotional reaction, not significantly affecting his health. Butler Su urged the two to go rest, giving the chairman some time to clear his head. Back home, Xiao Yin blamed herself for making her grandfather sick with anger. Jing Yuan took all the blame, saying that as long as Xiao Yin trusted him, he would make his father accept their love. "Jing Yuan, this isn't just your responsibility, because loving you is my choice. All the hardships and difficulties will only make our love shine brighter. Xiao Yin, I'm sorry for making you endure with me, but thank you for coming to me. Xiao Yin, I love you." After comforting Xiao Yin, Jing Yuan returned to the hospital to care for his father. Chang Feng didn't want to see Jing Yuan unless he broke up with Xiao Yin. Jing Yuan couldn't do it. He urged his father to take his medicine and then cursed himself. He threatened that if his father collapsed, he would lose both the company and Xiao Yin to him. He told his father to rest and wait for him to deal with company matters. Visiting her grandfather, Xiao Yin's specially stewed soup from 5 a.m. Chang Feng pretended not to want to eat, but fearing that the butler would drink it all himself, he reluctantly put aside his pride and tasted every sweet drop of the soup. He knew Xiao Yin had suffered a great shock from losing her parents, and Jing Yuan appeared at the right time, being there when Xiao Yin was at her weakest, but gratitude was not love. Xiao Yin affirmed that she understood her own feelings better than anyone else. She had never relied on Jing Yuan, but genuinely loved him. "Grandpa, I won't choose between you and Jing Yuan, because I love both of you and won't lose either one." At the company, Xiao Yin saw Jing Yuan working diligently. She suspected he was a robot and didn't need to eat. Jing Yuan, seeing his loved one, put all his work aside. She felt sorry for him working all day and then having to take care of her grandfather at night, so she personally went into the kitchen to cook. Jing Yuan was touched because no one had ever done this for him. Jing Yuan unexpectedly touched Xiao Yan's lips, then paused as a prelude to the next moment. He put his hand behind her neck and kissed her deeply. The gentle kiss carried gratitude and emotion. Lin Zhai opened the door and entered, pretending not to see his boss. Jing Yuan assured that Lin Zhai was very discreet, and besides, he was just kissing his girlfriend. But Xiao Yin was still shy and quickly asked to leave first. Jing Yuan followed to see her off. Xiao Yin told her not to run back and forth so much, and he promised to take good care of himself. Just then, Wan Qing opened the elevator door, unable to interrupt the loving emotions between them. Entering Jing Yuan's office, Wan Qing asked him if he truly loved Xiao Yin. Jing Yuan didn't want to hide it from Wan Qing, so he admitted he was very happy. Wan Qing asked him not to love Xiao Yin and not to leave her. "Jing Yuan, I like you." "Wan Qing, I've always seen you as a sister. I only loved Xiao Yin, no one else." Returning to the old orphanage, Wan Qing remembered being teased by friends, but ever since Jing Yuan appeared, she was no longer lonely. Jing Yuan gave Wan Qing a necklace, promising to come back and pick her up. The next day, a video of Jing Yuan kissing Xiao Yin went viral online. Netizens speculated that he was flirting with his niece to seize all of the Gu family's assets. It turned out he received an anonymous video. She not only posted the news, but also bought fake accounts to drown Jing Yuan in criticism. Meanwhile, Xiao Yin, unaware of the situation, brought soup to the hospital and was cursed at by the crowd, called a vixen. They even pushed her to the ground. Jing Yuan arrived in time, ensuring Xiao Yin was unharmed. He carried her up, telling the crowd to get out of his way. Amidst the scornful gazes, he walked steadily, each step firm, as if the whole world didn't matter. Only she was the most important. Back home, Jing Yuan gently rubbed a bruise on Xiao Yan's leg. He apologized for breaking his promise. "Xiao Yin, I once said I would protect you and not let you suffer any harm. But today's events happened too quickly." Xiao Yin unexpectedly locked her lips with Jing Yuan's. She criticized him for being foolish, because she couldn't be happy while her loved one endured all the pain. They had to face all the storms together. Jing Yuan nodded in agreement, then held Xiao Yin tightly. He secretly thanked heaven for bringing her to him. Xiao Yin demanded to be discharged from the hospital and go home. Chang Feng worried about his granddaughter and urged Jing Yuan to quickly find a solution, fearing that public opinion would drown his precious granddaughter. Xiao Yin thought that with so much new news every day, people couldn't remember everything forever. "Xiao Yin, do you love Jing Yuan that much?" "Grandpa, initially I loved uncle as family, but gradually I unconsciously added a little pity, a little expectation to Jing Yuan." Meeting his father, Jing Yuan decided to hold a press conference to announce his renunciation of his adopted son status from the Gu family. Because if he didn't bear the Gu surname, his love for Xiao Yin would be rational, and he would be able to protect Xiao Yin and the family's honor. "Jing Yuan, how far do you think you'll go with Xiao Yin?" "Father, I think about it every second, every minute. I'm willing to give up everything to marry the person I love, whether it's living with her family or a secret marriage. I don't care." Meeting Xiao Yin, Wan Qing admitted she had sent the video to He Yu. Just then, Jing Yuan burst in, asking Wan Qing what she truly wanted. Wan Qing thought that Chairman Gu valued his dignity, but was soft-hearted. If the two of them kept hiding their relationship, he would object to the very end, so she stirred things up so that he would take pity on them and help them. "Jing Yuan, as long as you're happy, I'll help you with anything." But Jing Yuan didn't allow Wan Qing to interfere in his personal matters, taking Xiao Yin to the highest point in Shijiang. Jing Yuan said he often came here whenever he was sad. He apologized to her on behalf of Wan Qing, saying Wan Qing wasn't a bad person, but she had been bullied since childhood, so her personality was a bit extreme. Xiao Yin understood Wan Qing and wondered if using a taste of her own medicine might work on her grandfather. She told him not to apologize all the time, but to smile more. Jing Yuan suddenly held up a ring box, proposing, "Xiao Yin, marry me? At first, I only cared for you as family, but we've been through so much together, and I felt so much pain for you. After that, you kept assaulting my heart, making me want to protect you at all costs. I thought how wonderful it would be if, every second of every minute in the future, I could be by your side, watching you. Xiaoyan, I know this proposal isn't perfect. No flowers, no ceremony, no blessings, but here we are. Xiaoyan, will you marry me? Jing Yuan, I vow to be with you forever. Happiness suddenly burst forth in Jing Yuan's tear-filled eyes. He placed the ring on her hand as a vow for all eternity. Xiaoyan, I love you. Jing Yuan, I love you very much too. The next day, reporters were still ambushing outside the Guusher lobby. Jing Yuan responded by publicly picking Xiaoyan up from the car. Just then, Chairman Gu came out and chatted with the press. He said Jing Yuan was in love with Xiaoyan and was preparing to get married. He supported their legitimate love and hoped everyone would bless them. Throughout all these years, he trusted Jing Yuan with Guusher, and he, in turn, devoted himself to the corporation. A reporter wondered if the chairman wasn't concerned about his adopted son marrying his granddaughter. Jing Yuan asked to answer. To spare his father worry and his fiancée hardship, he announced that he was renouncing his status as an adopted son of the Gu family. On the way home, Xiaoyan guessed that the two of them were hiding something from her. Jing Yuan thought that no matter their identities, they were still family. Chang Feng gave his blessing, allowing the two of them to be responsible for their future lives. Grandpa, we will definitely be happy. Overseas, Zi ordered a violin for Xiaoyan. Just then, he read the news that she was about to marry Jing Yuan. Ziyu told his assistant to book a plane ticket so he could return to Shijiang. In the evening, as golden sunlight poured over blooming petals, Xiaoyan, arm in arm with Jing Yuan, slowly walked into the wedding hall, beautiful as a dream. Amidst the space filled with floral fragrance, they exchanged rings, a complete vow of eternal love. Jing Yuan leaned down and placed a gentle kiss on the lips of the woman he called his wife. In that moment, time seemed to stand still. Chang Feng, on behalf of Xiaoyan's parents, entrusted his precious granddaughter to Jing Yuan. I vow to use my entire life to love and protect her. Wife, from now on, I'll listen to everything you say. I understand. Jing Yuan shyly returned to the bridal suite. Xiaoyan secretly watched her husband showering. She nervously called Hanmi, asking what she should do, complaining that her heart was about to burst from her chest. Hanmi suggested her friend drink a little wine to be bolder. After showering, Jing Yuan shyly returned to the bridal suite. He nervously sat down next to Xiaoyan, his heart pounding uncontrollably. Wife, I finally got to marry you. Jing Yuan turned to look at Xiaoyan, her face flushed from drinking an entire bottle of wine. Xiaoyan said she was very happy, so her blood was filled with alcohol. Jing Yuan coaxed his wife not to cause trouble and waited to pour her some water, but Xiaoyan clung to him tightly. She noticed he usually dressed discreetly and was surprised to find he had such a good physique. Husband, Jing Yuan, now you're mine. Husband, whether it's now or in the future, you'll always be mine. No matter how difficult or dangerous it gets, I will protect you. Jing Yuan slowly moved closer, but Xiaoyan actively pushed him onto the bed. Jing Yuan's Adam's apple bobbed, anticipating the moment his wife would touch him. Unexpectedly, she fell asleep beside him. A slight smile curved Jing Yuan's lips, and his hand gently caressed his little wife. They spent their entire wedding night like that. Xiaoyan woke up and asked why her uncle was in her room. She suddenly remembered that they were married now. Wife, do you remember what happened last night? Xiaoyan, flustered, quickly ran to wash her face to sober up. She happily saw that everything in the bathroom came in pairs. She remembered getting drunk and going wild last night before passing out. At the most crucial moment, Xiaoyan composed herself and opened the door, immediately seeing Jing Yuan. He invited the war god whose blood was full of alcohol to drink a cup of honey water to sober up. Xiaoyan shyly returned to her room, blaming her best friend for encouraging her to drink for courage. Wife, how are you going to compensate me? Xiaoyan actively moved closer and pressed her lips to Jing Yuan's. The door suddenly swung open, revealing that everyone had been secretly listening. Chang Feng urged the two to come down for breakfast. Xiaoyan blamed her husband for not locking the door, causing Jing Yuan endless regret. Waiting for his children and grandchild to come down for breakfast, Chang Feng asked if they weren't going to change their address terms. Xiaoyan was willing to follow her husband and call him father, but Jing Yuan objected, saying he was content to be his nephew. Chang Feng chuckled, letting them decide for themselves. Jing Yuan saw his wife about to drink cold water, so he drank every last drop of it. He also didn't let her eat greasy food so her stomach could rest. Xiaoyan asked if her husband was concerned about her stomach or worried that she wouldn't be able to compensate him. She complimented him, saying he looked cute even when his face was red. Chang Feng cleared his throat, telling everyone to show affection appropriately. He blamed Xiaoyan for enticing his son away, and Jing Yuan for taking his precious granddaughter. Xiaoyan corrected him, saying she brought him a son-in-law, and Jing Yuan brought him a daughter-in-law, which people called fertile land not flowing into external fields. Jing Yuan announced that he would resign from the company. He didn't want his family to be gossiped about because of him. Instead, he would support his wife in taking over Guusher. Xiao Yin objected because she didn't want to read financial reports anymore. She remembered that before they got married, they had agreed that her husband would earn money for her to spend. Chang Feng had a headache and asked not to interfere in their matters. He only wanted to exercise to prepare for carrying his grandchildren. Organizing a shareholders meeting, Xiao Yin knew everyone was worried about Jing Yuan's resignation. She affirmed that he would retain his current position, because even if Jing Yuan renounced his adopted son status from the Gu family, he was still Xiao Yan's husband, a member of the Gu family. And Jing Yuan said his wife would inherit Guusher, so he hoped everyone would help her gradually learn the business. To compensate for the missed wedding night, Xiao Yin redecorated their bridal suite. Jing Yuan was busy with countless tasks, but he dropped everything when his wife called him home. Just then, Wan Qing arrived, asking to speak a few words with Jing Yuan. She saw how happy he was, feeling that her silent retreat was not in vain. Wan Qing recounted that Ziyu had arranged to meet her. He admitted liking Xiao Yin and wanted to conspire with her to break the two of them up. Jing Yuan, can you give me a hug? Jing Yuan granted Wan Qing's wish, believing she would find someone who loved her. Xiao Yin arrived to pick up her husband and was surprised to see Wan Qing nestled in Jing Yuan's arms. Wan Qing explained she was only there to give a wedding gift. Jing Yuan knew his wife wasn't easily jealous. Xiao Yin said she missed her husband, but secretly pinched him hard. Wife, I miss you too. Wan Qing reminded them to go home and be mushy, and to consider the feelings of those watching. Jing Yuan, in pain, quickly chased after his wife to comfort her. Back in the room, Jing Yuan realized Xiao Yin had prepared a surprise for him. He shyly sat next to her, wondering what was so special about today that warranted such grand celebration. Xiao Yin then blew out the candles and was about to clear away the wine and flowers. Xiao Yin, are you saying my wine isn't as good as yours? Wan Qing angrily returned to her room, never expecting him not to pull her back. Jing Yuan knew he missed a beat and quickly grabbed Xiao Yan's hand. He pulled her close, holding her tightly in his arms. Wife, you're jealous now. Xiao Yan actively pushed Jing Yuan onto the chair. She admitted she knew how to be jealous and was very good at it. Jing Yuan locked his lips with Xiao Yan's, making her anger melt away. He pressed close to her, demanding payment for their missed wedding night. In the flickering candlelight, their breaths mingled, making time stand still. Jing Yuan's kiss was deep, like a silent confession. This true wedding night was a lifelong commitment. Meanwhile, Ziyu reopened the music piece he once listened to with Xiao Yan. His smile slowly twisted. It turned out that in his last letter, Qin Mi wrote that he would bear all the sins for his son, because Ziyu would always be the son he loved most. Ziyu opened the closet and hugged the violin he intended to give to Xiao Yan. Ziyu blamed Xiao Yan for not waiting for him, just like his mother didn't wait for his father years ago. It turned out that Ziyu overheard his father hiring someone to harm Gu Hai, but not to harm Yuling. Liang Feng saw Yuling getting into the car and intended to stop his actions, but Ziyu told him to also send away the woman his father loved. Liang Feng was grateful to Ziyu for always taking care of him and his brothers, so he didn't betray his benefactor. Jing Yuan, I will steal Xiao Yin back and make you taste the feeling of loss. He watched his husband tirelessly take him shopping. Xiao Yin wanted to drive to help him. Jing Yuan spotted He Wei carrying goods and immediately sent his license plate number to Lin Zhai for investigation. He took his wife home, then went to the address Lin Zhai sent him. Jing Yuan's mother followed He Wei to the nursing home and suddenly heard a familiar lullaby from childhood. A woman holding a photo was gently singing a lullaby to a child. Mom, Jing Yuan's mother, Lu Qi, asked if he had done his homework. Jing Yuan burst into tears, unexpectedly seeing his mother again. Mom, they lied to me that you died all these years. Where have you been? My love, don't cry. I miss you so much. Jing Yuan paused when he saw the photo of his mother with Qin Mi. But Jing Yuan never expected his mother to say that he was his father. Jing Yuan was stunned, unable to believe what he had just heard. He Wei suddenly opened the door, a cunning smile on his face. He Wei, did you intentionally lure me here? He Wei took Jing Yuan to meet his master. Ziyu greeted Jing Yuan as his older brother. Jing Yuan questioned if Ziyu fabricated this lie to take revenge on him. Ziyu thought, given Lu Qi's mental state, how could he have tricked her? He Wei recounted that years ago, Lu Qi met Qin Mi at a ball. She found out she was pregnant when Qin Mi had already married Miss Song. He Wei intended to use Jing Yuan to extort money from his biological father, so he agreed to marry Lu Qi, but he never expected Qin Mi to ignore them and even hire someone to break his leg. Ziyu guessed that Jing Yuan hated him very much because Qin Mi only considered him his only son. But Jing Yuan wasn't interested in their father-son relationship. Ziyu threatened to tell everything to the Gu family, who would suspect Jing Yuan of internal collusion, robbing the Gu family's assets. Jing Yuan questioned what Ziyu ultimately wanted. Ziyu wanted Jing Yuan to immediately divorce Xiao Yan. Returning home late at night, Jing Yuan saw his wife sleeping soundly on the sofa. Xiao Yan woke up, intending to steam buns for her husband. Jing Yuan didn't eat because he was busy with some work. Xiao Yan demanded a kiss, telling her husband to get some rest early. Sitting alone in the dark, Jing Yuan was terrified that Ziyu's words would come true. He entered the room and gently covered his wife with a blanket. He remembered his father's entrustment at the wedding, and also the pain on Xiao Yan's face when she learned Qinmi had harmed her parents. Yet he couldn't change the blood flowing within him. Arriving at the company early, Jing Yuan heard Lin Jai report that the owner of this custom-made button was Qinmi. Jing Yuan remembered his mother once saying it was the only item from his biological father. He gave it back to Wan Qing, promising to take her out of the orphanage. Jing Yuan suddenly fell into an abyss, not knowing how to face his father and Xiao Yan. Waiting for Jing Yuan to come down for dinner, Xiao Yan heard he had to go on an unexpected business trip. She learned to cook and continuously sent him photos. She texted him, telling him to come home for dinner, but Jing Yuan always used work as an excuse to stay at the company. Confiding in her best friend, Xiao Yan finally understood the saying that marriage is the tomb of love. She said Jing Yuan was still very good, but was getting busier. Han Mi thought men needed to be managed strictly, and she would help Xiao Yan gather information from Lin Jai. Meanwhile, Ziyu heard that Jing Yuan was getting close to Director Lin of Qinshi. Just then, Jing Yuan came to report that Director Lin was craving the shares in his hand to kick Ziyu out of Qinshi. Jing Yuan set a condition. He would take his mother away, and Ziyu had to keep the secret forever. Jing Yuan was sure Ziyu couldn't give up Qinshi, because without a backing company, how could Ziyu compete with him? Meanwhile, Xiao Yan went to visit her husband working late. She didn't find Jing Yuan in his office, only seeing a necklace and a divorce agreement on the table. Just then, Hami reported that Lin Jai accidentally blurted out that Jing Yuan intentionally didn't go home. He wasn't on a business trip, but was staying in a hotel, and Jing Yuan often met Wan Qing privately, acting quite secretly. Waiting for her husband until midnight, Xiao Yan pointed to the marriage agreement. Jing Yuan explained it was a way to deal with business risks. Xiao Yan asked Jing Yuan what had really happened, but he only blamed himself for not doing well enough. Xiao Yan was disappointed and wanted to be alone. Jing Yuan wanted to go out and told Xiao Yan to rest early. Wife, how can I tell you that I'm Qin Mi's son? He harmed your parents, and that dirty blood flows in me. Meanwhile, Wan Qing met Ziyu. She agreed to cooperate on the condition that she could have Jing Yuan. But Ziyu not only wanted to interfere in Jing Yuan and Xiao Yan's marriage, but also wanted Guusher to go bankrupt completely. Wan Qing wondered why Ziyu hated Jing Yuan so much. He told Wan Qing to meet him at XINU nursing home, where she would learn the truth. Following Wan Qing, Xiao Yan saw her go to a secluded nursing home. Ziyu, from above, saw Xiao Yan and quickly called security to block the gate, taking Wan Qing to meet Lu Qi. Ziyu said she was Jing Yuan's biological mother, and also the woman his father abandoned. Ziyu revealed that Qinmi was Jing Yuan's biological father. Wan Qing secretly guessed that Ziyu was using this to threaten Jing Yuan. Unable to enter the nursing home, Xiao Yan asked her best friend to investigate. Hami found out that the owner behind XINU nursing home was Qinshi. Waiting for Xiao Yan to return, Changfeng asked if his grandchildren were sleeping separately. Xiao Yan explained that Jing Yuan worked late and didn't want to disturb her sleep. At Guusher, Jing Yuan caught Wan Qing secretly photographing business secrets. He gave her a chance to resign voluntarily. Meeting Wan Qing, Xiao Yan wondered why she left Guusher. Wan Qing guessed that Jing Yuan was hiding something from Xiao Yan, so she wouldn't reveal anything. Wan Qing believed that Jing Yuan didn't trust Xiao Yan, for she wasn't worthy of accompanying him. Xiao Yan believed her husband did everything for their family. In a dream, Jing Yuan saw Xiao Yan happily celebrating his grandfather's birthday. He painfully blurted out that he was Qin Mi's son, and his father immediately disliked him, while Xiao Yan wanted to divorce him. Jing Yuan collapsed, begging everyone not to drive him away. He woke up at the start, but his back was still cold. Downstairs, Xiao Yan was celebrating her grandfather's birthday. Changfeng wanted to go to the cemetery for a bit and told butler Su to stay and help his granddaughter. Xiao Yan gave him medicine, reminding him to come back early for the birthday celebration. It turned out Changfeng went to the cemetery to visit his son. He remembered that Mr. Z had investigated and found out that Ziyu was interfering in Xiao Yan and Jing Yuan's relationship. Changfeng arranged to meet Ziyu and made him swear to stay away from his granddaughter. Otherwise, he would completely crush Qinshi, his father, who was serving his sentence in prison. Ziyu wondered why Chairman Gu had to protect an illegitimate child like Jing Yuan. Chang Feng asked Ziyu if he forgot where he came from, reminding him that the Qin family owed the Gu family 2 lives. Ziyu should know his place and not dream of things he could never have, or he would make him pay in blood. Ziyu's eyes suddenly turned cold. He chased after Chang Feng's car and rammed into its rear. Ziyu recounted that his father once knew a waitress at a dance hall. She got pregnant and insisted on having the baby. Qimi never expected the baby to be adopted by the Gu family. Chang Feng affirmed that no matter Jing Yuan's origin, he would always be a member of the Gu family, because sharing blood was only kinship, but becoming family also required heart. Ziyu said his father harmed Qiao Yan's parents and stole the jade model to help Jing Yuan smoothly inherit Guusher. Chang Feng questioned why Ziyu knew the model was made of jade. Meanwhile, Jing Yuan texted Qiao Yan, promising to tell her everything tonight. He went to the nursing home, but was blocked by security. Just then, Wan Qing arrived and brought Jing Yuan in. Meanwhile, Lu Qi climbed high looking for her son. She dropped a photo and accidentally fell. Jing Yuan rushed over, begging his mother not to leave him. Mom, I'm here, Mom, wait. Let me take you to the hospital. At the same time, at the Gu family residence, Qiao Yan couldn't reach her grandfather. Just then, the hospital called to report that Chairman Gu had an incident. Qiao Yan frantically rushed to the hospital, but was still too late to see him one last time. The doctor diagnosed Chang Feng with a myocardial infarction. The time from the onset of the attack until he was discovered by a passerby was at least more than 2 hours. Grandpa, I've finished decorating the birthday party. Can you wake up and come home with me? Qiao Yan's heart shattered into pieces. She called her husband, but he didn't answer. She was startled to catch him with another woman. Jing Yuan, you didn't answer my calls because you were with Wan Qing all this time? Jing Yuan asked his wife for a little time. He would tell her and his father everything once he resolved the matter. But Jing Yuan, it was too late. At the funeral, Jing Yuan forced himself to be strong. He knew Qiao Yan was angry with him, but he had to finish organizing his father's funeral. Jing Yuan saw Ziyu and blocked his path. Ziyu threatened to let all of Shijiang know that Jing Yuan was Qin Mi's son. Qiao Yan saw her husband grabbing a guest collar and quickly rushed to intervene. She invited Ziyu to pay his respects to her grandfather. Ziyu remembered that when he pushed Chang Feng, he had a heart attack. He intentionally stepped on the medicine bottle because his grandfather knew the whole truth. Ziyu took Qiao Yan's hand, asking her to suppress her grief. He unexpectedly hugged her to provoke Jing Yuan. Sure enough, Jing Yuan lunged at Ziyu. Qiao Yan intervened, asking her husband if he didn't want his grandfather to rest in peace. She thanked Ziyu for coming to see her grandfather off. Ziyu turned away, a cunning smile on his face. Waiting for Ziyu in the car, Wan Qing gave him the seals of Guusher's executives. She pretended to help Jing Yuan enter the nursing home, making him believe she was on his side. He brought his father home, and Jing Yuan finally dared to shed tears. Father, I'm sorry. Jing Yuan's eyes were filled with tears, brimming with a sense of breakage. He knelt down, bowing to the father he loved most. Wife, before, I hid because I didn't know how to face you. I was afraid you'd hate me if you knew the truth. I thought my mother had passed away, but Hiwei lured me to meet her, and then I learned my biological father's identity. Qiao Yan, I'm Qin Mi's son. I really don't know how to tell you, and father. Qin sure opened XINU nursing home and imprisoned my mother for almost 20 years. Ziyu used my mother to threaten me into divorcing you. So I made that divorce paper to temporarily trick him. Wife, I should have told you the truth from the beginning, but dragging it out only hurt you. I was wrong. Can you forgive me? Jing Yuan, how difficult these past few days have been for you to face alone, but even then, you refused to face them with me. Jing Yuan, you clearly wanted to keep me, but every time you push me away with your own hands. You don't trust yourself, or you don't trust me and Grandpa. Whose son you are, how can that change the feelings between us? Jing Yuan, let's get a divorce. I don't want to become a tool for others to threaten and torment you. Wife, I'm sorry, it's all my fault, but Qiao Yan, I really can't lose you. Can you forgive me? Qiao Yan's shake of the head cut deeply into Jing Yuan's heart. He held her hand as if trying to grasp the last shred of hope in his life. Jing Yuan, some things can't be salvaged anymore. Qiao Yan's decisiveness stunned Jing Yuan. A sense of shattering overwhelmed him, plunging him deep into an inescapable despair. He choked back sobs in silent agony. Even his cries suffocated within his chest. Drinking his father's bottle of wine alone, Jing Yuan saw the silhouette of the old man. Chang Feng remembered when Jing Yuan was little. He dropped his precious pen and ran away in fear. After finding his son, he punished Jing Yuan by making him plant flowers for a month. Jing Yuan, I didn't punish you for breaking the pen, but for choosing to run away. If you've apologized, you must bear the consequence of the other person not accepting it. Father, I remember, but I couldn't see you one last time. I'm sorry. Chang Feng didn't blame Jing Yuan. because their father-son bond of so many years was enough. "Father, I miss you." Sitting before the divorce papers, Jing Yuan apologized for not being able to sign. He knew Xiao Yan was still angry. He would let her scold him or give him the cold shoulder. He would try to mend every crack until she was willing to return to him. Xiao Yan agreed to postpone the divorce, but Jing Yuan had to do one thing. He immediately accepted all conditions, as long as he didn't have to leave her. At the company, Jing Yuan held a shareholders meeting, voting for himself to become the new chairman of Guusher Group. All shareholders approved. Just then, Xiao Yan walked in, presenting her grandfather's will from when he was alive. Jing Yuan pulled out a chair for his wife, supporting her in taking the new chairman position. It turned out that Xiao Yan's condition was to gain comprehensive control of Guusher. Previously, she always relied on her family, but now she knew she should learn to be independent. She had promised her grandfather that she would protect Guusher with him. Zhou Qiao is Zhou Qi. Jing Yuan remembered that Chairman Chang Feng built the corporation with his own hands. Whether in the past, present, or future, he would devoutly protect his father's legacy. He hoped that he and the shareholders would trust and wholeheartedly help Xiao Yan. All shareholders followed Jing Yuan's decision. Xiao Yan thanked everyone for their support. She would inherit her grandfather's last wish and strive for Guusher's future. Seeing his wife diligently studying, Jing Yuan coaxed her to eat on time. Xiao Yan now realized how hardworking Jing Yuan was. He praised her intelligence, confident that she could bear the responsibility of Guusher and become the most outstanding young chairman. Just then, Lin Zhai reported that the former financial director, Zhou Qi, accused Guusher of illegal fundraising. He hated Jing Yuan for firing him and sought revenge. Jing Yuan told Lin Zhai to instruct the financial director to rearrange all the ledgers to cooperate with the investigation. He told his wife to eat without worry, as Guusher always conducted business transparently. But Lin Zhai discovered that some ledgers were missing. If they had to redo them from scratch, the audit would be delayed by 2 months, all company accounts would be frozen, and the cash flow definitely couldn't hold up. Back home, Xiao Yan heard Butler Su say there was a dent in the rear of the chairman's car, but he remembered washing the car on the morning of his birthday, and that dent wasn't there. Furthermore, Butler Su had previously reported to the chairman that Xiao Yan and Jing Yuan had argued because of Ziyu. Butler Su checked the security cameras at the cemetery, and indeed, the chairman had met Ziyu, but when the two cars left, there was no sign of a collision. Butler Su suspected Ziyu had acted in a small alley with no security cameras. At the theater, Xiao Yan apologized to Ziyu on behalf of Jing Yuan. She confided that she planned to divorce, so she had to take over Guusher. She asked him to keep it a secret, as a public divorce could affect the company's stock. She thought if she hadn't married Jing Yuan before, at least she'd still have an uncle now. "Xiao Yan, I won't leave you alone. I intended to confess my feelings as soon as I returned to the country, but I was one step too late. Now that the obstacle between us is gone, I don't want to lose you again." "Ziyu, is the obstacle between us my grandfather?" Ziyu explained he only worried that Chairman Gu would object to their relationship. Xiao Yan apologized for not being able to start new feelings yet. Ziyu guessed she was giving him a chance to pursue her, so he excitedly hugged Xiao Yan. She quickly pulled away and asked to go back to the company to work. At the parking lot, Xiao Yan pretended her car wouldn't start. She had an important meeting, so she borrowed Ziyu's car. She gave the car to Butler Su for comparison, and indeed, Ziyu had previously collided with her grandfather. After hearing the story, Hami was surprised that Ziyu was as cunning as his father. Xiao Yan said she didn't find the memory card in Ziyu's car's dashcam. She guessed he had removed the memory card to delete the footage from the day of the incident. Hami thought that if new data hadn't overwritten it, the old data could definitely be recovered. She advised her best friend to tell Jing Yuan, but Xiao Yan didn't know how to bring it up because her soft heart had caused her grandfather to go meet Ziyu. Xiao Yan probably understood Jing Yuan's feelings then. Waiting for his wife to come home, Jing Yuan quickly went to open the door for her. He wanted to cook wonton for her to eat to curb her hunger. Xiao Yan asked Jing Yuan how he planned to deal with Ziyu. Jing Yuan only needed Ziyu not to harm Xiao Yan, but his mother was still in Ziyu's hands. "Jing Yuan, we have to get mother out of Ziyu's hands." That very night, Lin Zhai pretended to drive a delivery vehicle to the nursing home. Jing Yuan and Xiao Yan hid in the back of the vehicle, successfully bypassing security and entering the nursing home. Jing Yuan climbed through the window and carried his mother into the car. Lu Qi woke up, agitated, having lost a photo. Xiao Yan told Jing Yuan to take his mother first, so she could go back for the photo. But before Jing Yuan could put his mother in the car, Ziyu caught Xiao Yan. Ziyu said Jing Yuan's mother had a brain tumor and needed to take medication on time. He forced Jing Yuan to choose between his mother and his wife. Jing Yuan watched his mother grow weaker and had no choice but to take her to the hospital first. He looked at Xiao Yan, feeling both tormented and unwilling. He brought Xiao Yan home. Ziyu explained he only wanted her to see Jing Yuan's true face. He wondered why she would help Jing Yuan if she decided to divorce him. Xiao Yin confided that she didn't care about Jing Yuan's background, but she couldn't continue a marriage full of secrets, and furthermore, she never expected Jing Yuan to abandon her. Ziyu thought Jing Yuan had been deceiving the Gu family for years, and even speculated that Jing Yuan was involved in Chairman Gu's death. Xiao Yin angrily threw her engagement ring to the ground. At the hospital, Jing Yuan was on pins and needles. Finally, he received news that his wife was safe. It turned out everything was part of Xiao Yan's plan, to make Ziyu believe she had cut ties with Jing Yuan. He didn't want her to venture into danger alone, but Xiao Yan believed that Ziyu was so cunning he wouldn't reveal any weaknesses, and she was the only one who had a chance to approach him. Jing Yuan, please trust and cooperate with me to seek justice for Grandpa. Finally, Xiao Yan waited for Ziyu to go out. She snuck into his room, but couldn't find the memory card. She went to the painting room, which had been thoroughly cleaned. Ziyu only kept the painting Xiao Yan had given him. Xiao Yan hoped her mother would bless her, so she could catch the culprit soon. She unexpectedly found a letter tucked behind the painting. Qingmi wrote that he had seen the item Ziyu hid and was willing to bear all sins for his son. Xiao Yan suspected Ziyu was also involved in her parents' accident. Just then, he knocked on the door, calling her down for a late-night snack. Xiao Yan wondered if he was spreading rumors about her divorce. Ziyu wanted to deal with Jing Yuan to reclaim Guusher for Xiao Yan. She said she had to return tomorrow for the regular meeting. Xiao Yan, thank you for coming to me. Xiao Yan remembered Jing Yuan once saying the same thing. She startled and pushed Ziyu away. She picked up the phone and returned it to Ziyu, telling him to check if it was broken. She apologized for not being ready. Xiao Yan, you are the light that shines on my life. When I was most desperate, you gave me hope to live on. I could be a good husband, a good father. Xiao Yan used feeling tired as an excuse to go rest early. Back in her room, Xiao Yan nervously texted her husband. Just then, he called, asking if she was safe. As soon as Xiao Yan heard Jing Yuan's voice, she burst into sobs. Jing Yuan, I miss you. Wife, after all this is over, let's start fresh. Xiao Yan agreed, setting a date to meet Jing Yuan at the company tomorrow. It turned out Jing Yuan waited outside Ziyu's house every night because he wanted to be able to appear immediately when Xiao Yan needed him most. His wife came to the company for the regular meeting. Xiao Yan called Chairman Gu into the office. Jing Yuan closed the door tightly and hugged Xiao Yan tightly. Wife, I can still handle the company's capital flow. Don't worry. Just then, Hami knocked on the door. She said that last night she had hacked Ziyu's email and discovered that he often transferred money to a girl in Germany who was very close to Liang Feng. She suspected Qingmi was taking the fall for his son. Jing Yuan became even more worried about his wife's safety, but she insisted on going through with the plan, telling him not to linger around the Qin family anymore. Wife, you must be safe. Jing Yuan hugged the person he loved tightly, secretly hiding his uneasy tears. They never expected someone from afar was secretly taking photos. Waiting for Xiao Yan to return, Ziyu urged her to sit down and eat. Xiao Yan used not being hungry as an excuse to return to her room first. Ziyu questioned why Xiao Yan dared to deceive him. Xiao Yan, have you never loved me at all? If so, then stay obediently in my grasp. At the shareholders' meeting of Dong Guusher, Ziyu announced that he currently held the second largest shareholding after the chairman. Jin Jie Company, which had acquired 20% of Jing Yuan's shares, then transferred them to Ziyu. The shareholders criticized Jing Yuan for washing his hands of Guusher. Ziyu smugly invited those without shares to leave the company. Unexpectedly, Jing Yuan smiled triumphantly. He guessed that Ziyu had bet all his assets just to drive him out of Guusher. Jing Yuan announced that Mr. Z had just transferred 2% of his shares to him, and 3 other shareholders had signed an agreement allowing him to decide their shares. Jing Yuan calculated that he had an equal shareholding with Ziyu. He said he had signed a betting contract with Jin Jie Company, selling shares with a 1-to-10 leverage ratio through option trading on a decentralized exchange. Jing Yuan was sure someone would buy, and he thanked Chairman Qin's money for resolving Guusher's capital flow crisis. Ziyu realized that Wan Qing was colluding with Jing Yuan. It turned out that everything had been within Jing Yuan's calculations from the very beginning. He handed over the share sale contract for Wan Qing to tell Ziyu to buy it back from Jin Jie Company. Ziyu thought he still held 20% of Guusher's shares, and between him and Jing Yuan, it depended on who Xiao Yan supported. Meanwhile, Wan Qing bought drinks for the security guards watching Xiao Yan. After drinking, they all fell to the ground. Xiao Yan took the opportunity to sneak in and open the cabinet in Ziyu's room. She remembered that his phone password matched the cabinet lock. Xiao Yan got the memory card and her father's model. She went out and bumped into Wan Qing. Just then, a servant came to check. Wan Qing helped Xiao Yan escape, urging her to get out of there quickly. But Ziyu returned in time and forced Xiao Yan onto the bed. He stopped short when he realized she had discovered the truth about her parents' accident. Ziyu lost control and intended to send Xiao Yan to meet them. Wan Qing attacked Ziyu from behind and took Xiao Yan away. Ziyu chased after them, asking Wan Qing why she would risk her life for Jing Yuan. He demanded the model back, but Jing Yuan arrived in time to protect his wife. Xiao Yan intervened, saying she had already obtained the evidence. Ziyu finally had Han Mi recover the memory card. Jing Yuan heard his father's words. Xiao Yan witnessed her grandfather's passing. She also found her father's model in Ziyu's cabinet. In her dream, Xiao Yan was still haunted by Ziyu's savage laughter. Jing Yuan quickly came to wake her up. "Wife, it's all right now. I'm here." Jing Yuan coaxed his wife to have a good sleep because this was their home and no one could harm her. Xiao Yan clung to Jing Yuan's hand, wanting him to stay by her side. "Xiao Yan, don't be afraid. I'm here." Jing Yuan, "I will live happily with you every day in the future. I don't care who your father is because I love you very much. Wife, thank you for coming back to me." Visiting Jing Yuan's mother, Xiao Yan hoped she would hold on to reunite with her son, but Lu Qi's condition suddenly worsened. Jing Yuan, trembling, drove to the hospital. At the door of the hospital room, the doctor called the family in to see the patient one last time. Xiao Yan asked her mother to hold on a little longer for Jing Yuan to arrive. But Lu Qi only wanted to see her son, Ziyu. Before Xiao Yan could react, Jing Yuan ran in. Lu Qi looked at him, then passed away forever. "Mom, I'm here. Mom, can you open your eyes and look at me?" After the funeral, Jing Yuan remembered waking up at 3 years old and not seeing his mother anymore. His mother often went out, and each time she returned, she would trigger He Wei's rage. He guessed she wanted the Qin family because she couldn't forget Qin Mi meeting He Wei. Xiao Yan wanted to hear the story from years ago. He said Lu Qi gave birth to Jing Yuan at AI Ing Hospital. He Wei didn't understand how Lu Qi had enough money to choose that private hospital. At AI Ing Hospital, Xiao Yan checked Lu Qi's birth records. She found the information very normal, but discovered that Song Xinu also gave birth to Ziyu there 2 days after Song Xinu was admitted. Lu Qi transferred from a public hospital. After Lu Qi gave birth, Song Xinu accidentally slipped and gave birth prematurely. Xiao Yan suspected they swapped the 2 children. Meeting a former Qin family servant, Xiao Yan promised not to pursue her. In return, the servant gave her Ziyu's and Qin Mi's personal belongings. Meanwhile, Qin Shi held a shareholders meeting to elect a new chairman. Jing Yuan unexpectedly appeared, announcing that all the shares Ziyu sold to buy Guusher shares were now in his hands. Currently, Jing Yuan was the largest shareholder of Qin Shi Group. In the night, Xiao Yan couldn't sleep. She remembered the test results showed that Ziyu was Qin Mi's biological son, but Song Xinu had passed away long ago, so there was no way to determine a blood relationship with Jing Yuan. Xiao Yan suddenly remembered Ziyu once saying his mother often took him to celebrate his birthday at a restaurant. Early in the morning, Xiao Yan adjusted her husband's tie as he left for work. She asked him to meet her at the restaurant for dinner after work. To surprise his wife, Jing Yuan intentionally arrived half an hour early. He saw a photo of Xiao Yan with Ziyu and wondered why she had invited him there. Just then, an employee putting up photos accidentally dropped some old pictures. Jing Yuan realized this was the restaurant where a prospective adoptive mother once took him to eat. She was very kind and gentle, taking him to eat many delicious dishes. She asked about Jing Yuan's wishes, but all he wanted was a family, because his mother had passed away and his father was drunk all day. She seemed very moved, asking to be Jing Yuan's mother. She promised to come back in a month to take him home, but Jing Yuan waited and never saw her again. On the way to the restaurant, Xiao Yan hit a pedestrian. She quickly got out to check on them, but it turned out Ziyu was playing a trick. Meanwhile, Jing Yuan thought his wife was calling, but Ziyu's voice rang out. He frantically ran to save her. Ziyu threatened Jing Yuan not to call the police and to follow his instructions. Ziyu revealed to Xiao Yan that this was his mother's private residence. Every time she came here, she was happier than going home with his father. But Ziyu yearned for a reunited family atmosphere. He thought he had a good father, but Jing Yuan carried his bloodline. Xiao Yan wondered how her parents were related to Ziyu. He revealed that his father only acted against Gu Hai. However, he himself told Liang Feng to also deal with Yuling because he hated her for stealing his father's heart, which caused his mother to leave him so early. Xiao Yan scoffed that Ziyu considered himself intelligent, but didn't even know who his own father was. At Donghu Villa, Jing Yuan sent his location to Lin Jai. He went inside and looked at the photo of the woman on the wall. Ziyu introduced her as his mother, Song Xinu. He recounted that ever since he learned his father had a biological son, his life had fallen into an abyss. He hated Jing Yuan, but was also driven mad with jealousy. He had struggled to believe that he was the son his father loved most, but Jing Yuan had destroyed everything. "I am Ziyu. You released Xiao Yan, and I will give you my life. Xiao Yin quickly said that Ziyu was Qin Mi's biological son. She had the blood test results in her pocket. She recounted that years ago, Qin Mi married into the Song family for money. After learning that Lu Qi was pregnant, he thought of swapping the two children so he could raise his biological son. Jing Yuan asked Xiao Yin if Song Xian was his mother. Ziyu didn't believe it, but Xiao Yin didn't want it to be true either, because her Jing Yuan would be hurt again. Ziyu would take Jing Yuan's place, leaving him abandoned and perpetually suffering. Ziyu laughed when he learned he was his father's biological son. If he had known earlier, he wouldn't have gone to such extremes. But Song Xian wasn't his mother, who truly loved him. Ziyu was desperate and wanted to be buried with Jing Yuan and Xiao Yin. Jing Yuan recounted that years ago, Song Xian had come to adopt him. She asked for a little more time to explain to her son at home. Jing Yuan guessed that Song Xian discovered the truth, but still loved Ziyu very much. Xiao Yin said that before her death, Lu Qi still called Ziyu's name, so Ziyu had already obtained the family affection he wanted. However, Ziyu believed that everything was too late. Jing Yuan rushed to stop him, unaware that Ziyu also held a knife. Xiao Yin frantically hugged him tightly. Just then, the police arrived and took him to the hospital. The doctor diagnosed Jing Yuan with acute blood loss shock leading to anemia and lack of oxygen to the brain. Despite all efforts to save him, the patient remained in a deep coma. Husband, I'm here. Wait for you to wake up. In her dream, Xiao Yin saw Jing Yuan wake up. He told her to live well, not to get sick, and not to put herself in danger. Jing Yuan led Xiao Yin to the door and then personally pushed her away from him. No matter how much Xiao Yin pleaded, Jing Yuan refused to see her again. Xiao Yin sprang up, and indeed Jing Yuan was in danger. Jing Yuan, don't scare me. If you dare to die, I will never forgive you. Perhaps Xiao Yan's words touched Jing Yuan's wounded heart. The doctor reported that the patient had a very strong will to live and had passed the critical stage. Xiao Yin collapsed to the ground, thanking God for not taking him away. Returning to the company, Xiao Yin thanked all the employees for standing with Guusher through major upheavals. She offered 3 months' salary as a bonus to everyone, stating that from now on, she would officially take over the corporation. Xiao Yin wanted to manage everything well so that Jing Yuan could return to her side soon. Xiao Yin increasingly understood Jing Yuan's hardships and dedication. She would work during the day and go to her husband's side in the evening. After a long stay in China, Han Mi wanted to return to Germany to visit her parents. Lin Zhai, in a panic, pulled 2 girls in front of Han Mi. Lin Zhai explained that he often called them because they were truly his sisters. Han Mi, I will wait for you to come back. Han Mi criticized Lin Zhai for being foolish and urged him to take her to the airport. 4 months later, Xiao Yin visited her family. She promised to work hard and live well. Just then, Lin Zhai called, telling the chairman to quickly come to the hospital. 3 months later, Xiao Yin stood waiting for her beloved on the highest point of Xinjiang. Wife. Xiao Yin smiled happily, thinking that a lot had truly happened recently. On the 1-year anniversary of his proposal, Jing Yuan gave his wife a gift, the transfer contract for Xiangwei Theater. He knew she had worked hard managing Guusher, but hadn't forgotten her dreams. Wife, I'll take on the responsibility of caring for our family, and you just need to do what you love. Additionally, Jing Yuan had resized the wedding ring. He placed it on Xiao Yan's ring finger, wanting to preserve it with her. Wife, meeting you is the luckiest thing that has ever happened to me. Jing Yuan, let's spend every minute and every second of the future together. After enduring countless storms, at times seemingly insurmountable, Jing Yuan always held Xiao Yan's hand tightly, never letting go. It was their sincere and enduring love that led them to a perfect ending. This is where the story ends. Don't forget to like and subscribe to not miss out on more amazing videos. For now, goodbye and until next time.